नमस्कार और स्वागत आप सभी का। आज एक ऐतिहासिक दिन है विदर्भा क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन के लिए, नागपुर के लिए, क्रिकेट के दीवानों के लिए और यहाँ के प्लेयर्स के लिए, क्योंकि शुरू होने जा रहा है विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग। इट इज द इनॉग्रल सीजन एंड वेलकम टू दिस ब्यूटीफुल स्टेडियम VCA जामठा स्टेडियम नागपुर में हम सब मौजूद है। और नागपुर में ना, पूरे नागपुर में जश्न का माहौल है। और क्यों ना हो, क्योंकि उन्हें अब मिलने जा रहा है एक ऐसा लीग जिसे वो अपना कह सकते हैं, विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग। भाई यहाँ पर अब 6 मेंस टीम और 3 वुमेन्स टीम होंगे और 5 जून से लेकर 15 जून तक 11 दिन यहाँ पर जश्न का माहौल होगा। और हम बहुत ही एक्साइटेड है। देयर इज सो मच एंटिसिपेशन, देयर इज एक्साइटमेंट and the players are all geared up for a fantastic experience here for all the viewers, for themselves and for all of us who are here to support the Vidarbha Cricket Association and the players. So welcome, and here to share the excitement with me मेरे साथ है former India international player मोहम्मद कैफ और former England international player मॉन्टी पानेसर। बहुत बहुत स्वागत आप दोनों का। भाई नागपुर में जिस तरीके से माहौल बना हुआ है, यहाँ पर जश्न का माहौल है, कितनी बड़ी बात है नागपुर के लिए जो विदर्भा प्रो T20 की शुरुआत हो रही है।
देखिए, ऐतिहासिक पल है, आपने बिल्कुल सही शब्द का इस्तेमाल किया, ऐतिहासिक पल है। और विदर्भा का जो कल्चर है, इतिहास बोलता है कि यहाँ पे ना खिलाड़ियों को, खेल को प्रमोट करते हैं बहुत साल से। तो शुभकामनाएं पहले VCA को, विदर्भा क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन को, कि उन्होंने ये काम किया। ये पल उनके करियर में आपको सबके लिए एक यादगार पल है, खिलाड़ियों का, खासतौर खिलाड़ियों के लिए, क्योंकि यहाँ से एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता है, एक बुनियाद मिलती है कि आप यहाँ पे अपना टैलेंट शोकेस करो। उसके बाद लोग IPL की बात करते हैं, पर मेरा मानना है कि जो ग्रूमिंग फैक्टर होता है ऐसे टूर्नामेंट में खेल के, प्लेयर अपने बेहतरी के लिए, खेल के लिए अपने गेम को अच्छा करता है। इसीलिए मेरा मानना है कि अच्छा बुनियाद मिली है। तो शुभकामनाएं है VCA को। जी
बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने। मॉन्टी, आपके साथ तो नागपुर की बहुत अच्छी यादें जुड़ी है। आपका टेस्ट डेब्यू हुआ था नागपुर में, वापस आकर विदर्भा प्रो T20 में कैसा लग रहा है?
नहीं, मुझको तो बड़ी खुशी है नागपुर में आना, बिकॉज एक मैं मोहम्मद कैफ को भी आउट किया था जब उसने 91 का था,
90 बनाने के बाद आउट किया था।
90 के बाद
अच्छी
उसकी सेंचुरी मेरी वजह से उसको सेंचुरी नहीं मिली। वो अच्छा खेला वो दिन में, एंड मेरा डेब्यू भी था। एंड नागपुर इज़ अ वेरी स्पेशल प्लेस टू मी, क्लोज टू माई हार्ट। एंड बहुत लकी फील कर रहा हूँ अभी नागपुर में आना। और पहला सीज़न है ये लीग का, सबको यही मैं चाहता हूँ, अच्छा एक्साइटमेंट है, एक्साइटिंग टाइम्स। एंड ये यंग प्लेयर्स है, यंग प्लेयर्स चाहेंगे दैट अच्छा परफॉर्म करने के लिए, जो IPL के स्काउट्स भी है वो भी देखेंगे नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए टीम नवी बनाना चाहते हैं। सब बहुत बिग अपॉर्चुनिटी है सब लोगों के लिए।
जी देखिए, गेम का मूड तो हम सबका बन चुका है, लेकिन पहली बार जो यहाँ पर गेम खेला जाएगा नागपुर टाइटंस और पगारिया स्ट्राइकर्स के बीच, उनके लिए पिच का क्या हाल है? चेतन शर्मा और प्रज्ञान ओझा मौजूद है, चलिए उनसे सुनते हैं।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 का आगाज जामठा क्रिकेट ग्राउंड के ऊपर नागपुर में, और मेरे साथ है प्रज्ञान। दोपहर का मैच कैसा लग रहा है आपको? विकेट
दोपहर का मैच है, बहुत बड़ा टूर्नामेंट है, युवाओं के लिए बहुत कुछ है इसमें। तो देखते हैं पिच क्या करेगी। जब पिच की बात करते हैं, देखते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रास दिख रहा है और लाइव ग्रास भी है। लाइव ग्रास की बात करें तो शायद हल्का मूवमेंट मिल सकता है सीमर्स को, लेकिन जो नीचे जाते हैं, जो मिट्टी की बात करते हैं, वो काली मिट्टी है। और काली मिट्टी के साथ साथ थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है वो हल्का सा सॉफ्ट है। तो जो भी टीम टॉस जीतेगी, मुझे लगता है गेंदबाजी करना चाहिए, क्योंकि शाम को काली मिट्टी ना थोड़ा सा सेटल होती है, तो बैटिंग के लिए बेहतर हो सकता है।
और कुछ दरारें जो विकेट के ऊपर नजर आ रही है, अफेक्ट करेगी गेंदबाजी में?
इतना ज़्यादा नहीं करेगी। ये हमेशा आपको ऐसे दरारें दिखेंगी समर में, जब रोल होता है तो थोड़ी वो दरारें दिखती है, लेकिन जो ग्रास कवर है उसकी वजह से मुझे नहीं लगता इतना कुछ होगा हरकत।
बिल्कुल ऐसा कुछ हरकत होगा नहीं। विकेट से यही न्यूज़ है कि अगर जो भी कप्तान टॉस जीतेगा, पहले गेंदबाजी का फैसला करेगा।
चलिए, पिच रिपोर्ट मास्टर्स ने अपना बता दिया, लेकिन आप बताइए कि वह पिच को देखकर क्या लग रहा है? गेंदबाजों को यहाँ पे मदद मिलेगी ज़्यादा?
नहीं, यहाँ तो देखिए ये अच्छी हालात है बैटिंग के लिए। मैं यहाँ बहुत बार मैचेस खेला हूँ, यहाँ पे बैटिंग के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा रन्स मौजूद है पिच में। चाहे पिच, देखिए मैंने पिच देखा नहीं है, पर मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि यहाँ पे हाई स्कोरिंग मैचेस होने जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये अच्छे हालात है बैटिंग के लिए। और देखिए, ड्राई कंडीशन में बहुत इतना स्विंग होता नहीं, तो बहुत शायद स्विंग ना भी हो। हालांकि टॉस की पहले फील्डिंग करिए, पर यहाँ बैटिंग के लिए हालात बहुत शानदार है।
जी मोंटी, किस तरीके का माहौल रहता है? ये पहली बार खेला जाएगा विदर्भा प्रो T20, पिच की कंडीशंस को देखकर प्लेयर्स क्या सोच रहे होंगे अभी?
ये प्लेयर्स यही सोचेंगे that जो भी अपॉर्चुनिटी अभी मिली है प्लेयर्स को वो पकड़ना चाहते हैं। क्या शानदार मौका मिला है सब प्लेयर्स को, कोचेस को भी दिखाना ये लीग में अच्छा खेलना चाहते हैं। एंड जैसे मोहम्मद कह रहे थे, जो पिच है ना, पिच का भी अभी थोड़ा फ्लैट पिच, तो आई थिंक मुझको लगता है स्पिनर्स को भी थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज आई थिंक जो इंडिया में जो प्लेयर्स हैं ना वो डाउन द विकेट आते नहीं है, क्रीज में ही बस छक्के चौके लगाते हैं। सो लेंथ की बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट जो मौका मिला है ना बहुत शानदार है सबके लिए।
चलिए फिर देर किस बात की, सीधे चलते हैं अंजुम चोपड़ा के पास, who standing by with both the captains for the first ever toss of Vidarbha Pro T20 League.
First game, first toss here in the Vidarbha Pro T20 League, and I'm joined by all the decision makers in this game and match number 1. Joining me, of course, starting with the two captains led by Akshay Vadkar and Yash Kadam. Joining them is the match referee, Mr. Parimal Hedao, and the toss representative, Mr. Ujjwal Pagariya. Mr. Ujjwal will give the coin a flip. So.
Tails. Tails is the call. Heads it is.
Ball first.
Yash, if you can come this way, please. Congratulations on the first toss, first win. What is Pagariya strikers going to do and why?
Ma'am, we are going to field first.
Any particular reason because of the heat or pitch or any other condition?
Ma'am, this is the first match of tournament, so we are trying to just कि कैसा wicket चलेगा, कैसा condition रहेगा. So yeah, for that.
जो आपके players हैं या जो आप players pick करना चाहोगे आज के match के लिए, वो क्या combination है?
Ma'am, we are going with 3 fast bowler, 2 spinners and 4-5 batsmen.
How exciting are you personally with this league starting?
Obviously, ma'am, it's a big stage for us, like to come here and play well, good sports and good cricket for us. So obviously, it's a good stage for us.
Have a good game, Yash.
Thank you.
Akshay, had you won the toss, what was your likely decision going to be?
I also wanted to bowl first.
And what do you make of the league starting and what the platform that the players are, of course, getting playing this league?
Actually, players are getting really good chance to play in this platform, and we are look forward to it.
आपके क्या playing combination में खिलाड़ी हैं आज?
6 batsmen, 2 spinners, and 3 fast bowlers.
What is a target that you think will be a good one here?
Close to 180, 190.
Right. Have a good game.
Thank you.
So the news from the first toss here is that the Pagariya team has actually won the toss. They've decided to have a bowl first.
पगारिया स्ट्राइकर्स ने गेंदबाजी का फैसला किया है, यानी बल्लेबाजी करने उतरेंगे नागपुर की टीम, अक्षय वाडकर की टीम जो विदर्भ क्रिकेट के यहाँ पर रणजी टीम के कप्तान भी है। कैसी लग रही है आपको नागपुर टाइटंस की टीम, कैफ भाई?
देखिए, नागपुर टाइटंस आई थिंक पहले बैटिंग कर रही है, शायद ये टॉस हार गई, पहले बैटिंग के लिए बोला गया है। वहाँ अनिरुद्ध हैं, वहाँ पे अक्षय हैं, दुष्यंत, जगजोत, संदेश, सत्यम, शुभम, साहिल, आदित्य, तो टीम अच्छी इनकी। पर जो टॉस जीता है पहले स्ट्राइकर्स ने बोला कि हम यहाँ बॉलिंग करेंगे, बॉलिंग का फैसला ठीक है। यश कदम कप्तान है उनकी टीम के, और वहाँ फैज़ भी है, शिवम देशमुख है, विकेट कीपिंग करेंगे वो आज के मैच में। ध्रुव शोरे हैं, ध्रुव शोरे बहुत अच्छे बल्लेबाज हैं, उनका काफ़ी नाम भी है, अच्छे फॉर्म में भी चल रहे हैं, तो उनको आज के मैच में आपको अच्छा करना होगा। पर पहले फील्डिंग का निर्णय ठीक है, क्योंकि पहला मैच टूर्नामेंट का, आप चाहते हैं कि लक्ष्य सामने हो और आप अपना प्लान कर सकते हैं कि कैसे आपको चेस करना है इस मैच में।
Right, some of the big names here from Vidarbha Cricket region, जहां पर रणजी ट्रॉफी जीते हैं इस बार Vidarbha Cricket team, so it's a great year for them as well. They are used to playing together, लेकिन they'll be up against each other now in this game through this league. What's going to be the mindset like?
Well, the mindset's going to be positive, positive mindset होना चाहिए, and ये भी सोचना चाहिए that like जो भी रणजी ट्रॉफी का फॉर्म था ये प्लेयरों का, उसको ये T20 लीग में ट्रांसलेट करना है, and I think it's very important, positive mindset, positive intent, जो गेम प्लान्स होते हैं सब प्लेयरों के वैसे ही होना चाहिए, and like एक बड़ा नाम भी अभी खेल रहा है शुभम दुबे, सब यही देखना चाहते हैं उसका फॉर्म कैसा है, कैसे यंगस्टर्स को भी हेल्प वो देंगे। सो ये सब चीज़ें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जो एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स IPL में खेलें, ये लीगों में खेलना काफ़ी अच्छा मौका है यंगस्टर्स के लिए।
जी, अक्षय वाडकर की टीम पहले बल्लेबाजी करने आएंगे। क्या लगता है ये पहला दिन है ये लीग का, किस तरीके का पावर प्ले देख रहे हैं आप? पहला प्रेडिक्शन आपका कैफ भाई?
प्रेडिक्शन देखिए 6 ओवर में आई थिंक देखिए आईपीएल में लोग बोलते हैं कि 60 बनेगा, मैं यहाँ थोड़ा कम बोलता हूँ कि ऑफकोर्स ये युवा प्लेयर्स पहली बार इतना बड़ा टूर्नामेंट खेल रहे हैं, तो मैं चाहूँगा आई थिंक 45 के आसपास एक आध विकेट जाएगा। तो ये वैसा मैच नहीं होगा जहाँ 200-200 बनेगा, ऐसा टूर्नामेंट नहीं होगा। युवा प्लेयर हैं, अभी वो सीख रहे हैं, उनके लिए एक प्लेटफॉर्म का यहाँ पे मिला है उनको, तो मैं चाहूँगा 170-180 माइट बी अ गुड टोटल पहले बैटिंग करके।
जी, दिन का मुकाबला है, किस तरीके से देखते हैं आज के इस मैच को?
यार आई थिंक दोनों टीम्स पूरी जान लगाएंगे बिकॉज पहली गेम है टूर्नामेंट का एंड स्ट्राइकर्स यही उम्मीद है पावर प्ले में मे बी 2-3 विकेट वो निकाल सकें बिकॉज एक स्टैट ये है जब 3 विकेट आपको मिलती है ना पावर प्ले में, बॉलिंग टीम का 80% चांस है जीतने के लिए।
Thank you so much. Well, it's time for the first ever Vidarbha Pro T20 match between Pagariya Strikers and Nagpur Titans. It's over to the comms. Live action coming up soon.
What a wonderful day it is, especially for everyone out there in Nagpur and Vidarbha. Announcing the Vidarbha Pro T20 League, the first game, the very first time that the state has started this league. The first game will be between the Nagpur Titans and the Pagariya Strikers. The two on-field umpires this afternoon, which is definitely going to be a hot afternoon, will be Nitin Pandit and Abhijit Deshmukh. The TV umpire will be Keyur Kelkar and the match referee, Mr. Parimal Hirao. It's a warm day. These are warm settings. In the country, we are pretty much leaning towards the western side as well in this part of the world. The players, as always, are very familiar with the setting. The ground is beautiful, the ground cover and the lush green setting around will obviously provide a very friendly environment. Pagariya Strikers. Welcome to India, Joe.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here for this momentous occasion. The VCA Stadium here in Jamta, and looking forward to see extensive talent of this region. And they've produced some absolute gems over the years, and this is the type of platform that these players can really get noticed. RPLs and higher honours. There's so much talent sitting in the bench out in the centre, seeing the strikers winning the toss and deciding to have a bowl first. And I tell you, he's looking fresh. He's getting a few push-ups in us and early. We'll see what he's like in a week's time.
Yeah, that's a very different preparation, Anirudh Chaudhary. That's very different because you usually have obviously the players warming up earlier, and by the time they settle in and just about ready to take their guard and stance, they're all prepared. But that's very different preparation. Akshay Vadkar, we've seen him play for Vidarbha over the years and have such a valuable contribution to the team as well. He's on the other side as a captain, of course, as a talisman. Lalit Yadav, he will bring in the proceedings for Pagariya Strikers. It's such a wonderful opportunity. We talk about how recently concluded the IPL has been and the platform it has provided over the years, 18 seasons. And now for the very first time, we've seen a new winner. And just in extension to that, having the state T20 leagues provide that platform to all those cricketers who would want to one day be in that team setting, that environment which is in the IPL. And we've seen the tournament grow, we've seen the players grow, we've seen India cricket grow as well, even in the shortest format.
Get ready guys!
Well, it's summoned from the on-field umpire that the first ball should be delivered. Lalit Yadav with the very first ball of the Vidarbha Pro T20 League. Slightly upish, but straight away runs on the board for the Titans.
I've got to say that the pitch, men were out there earlier discussing it, how it should play, what they should look to do first. And the outfield as well is looking absolutely in pristine condition. The stadium, wonderful facility. The outfield, wonderful. And the pitch also lovely, even grass covering, and that's what you like to see. It looks like it's got a bit of pace, and maybe with that little bit of grass on the surface, there can be a little bit of movement early on, a bit of swing or a bit of nip off the wicket.
Oh, he was in a rush from the non-striker end. Anirudh literally took off even before the ball had actually crossed the extra cover fielder. This is the surface. Where's the nip?
I'll tell you, when you look at this angle, you can see a few cracks. There's enough grass to hold it together, which is a really good sign. And you see the batsman, their previous delivery, confident enough to walk down, but there's a bit of pace. The keeper standing a fair way back as well. So good to see a bit of pace early on here.
And there is a slip. Lovely. Good delivery, excellent running, good awareness as well. Good cricket all around, and that's what you want to see.
A minute that hit the bat, they set off. Wonderful understanding from this opening pair. Good delivery. Just a little bit on the back foot. Those fielders in the inner ring, which is a bit disappointing being a bowler. They get a bit frustrated with those type of things happening, and a single stolen off his bowling.
Yeah, Lalit was not very happy as well, Joe. He was looking at the cover fielder as to why is that a single? Well, he's right, that shouldn't have been. I like the way he's nicely adjusted the line.
Having a look at some of the Titans, they got what guys you've mentioned as well. Sasan, Chowdhury, and some nice top order players. Also got 5 seamers, 3 spin options as well. So nice bit balanced side at this stage. Dubey, he's a really good one to watch.
Yeah, for sure, Shubham Dubey. At least a couple of runs. And all those players, Joe, especially who've just come in, as I mentioned about the recently concluded IPL, all those players who've had that experience, immediately coming into the state, back home, and sharing that expertise.
Youngsters these days on the biggest stage at IPLs, imagine that learning curve at that stage as well as this league. It's a wonderful opportunity for the raw talent to really start feeding off those experienced campaigners, and now they can be seen on show.
Punished, runs, boundary to finish the first over. 8 without loss. A boundary to finish the last over. Very rare short pitch delivery that was. And they were pleased to finish the over with a boundary over there.
Just with that sort of pace, offering up plenty of width, lovely pace on the wicket and true bounce. You got to really enjoy that as a top order batter. Jitesh Sharma, left arm, medium fast. Also known for his big hitting potential with the bat as well. And nice to see, it's a really lovely skill set to have. Every team in T20 cricket wants a left arm seamer up front. So probably he'll be disappointed with the type of delivery to finish the over with. And I tell you what, he almost hit it all the way there. Really timed that well One bounce and the first boundary. Bench settles the nerves nicely for them.
With the T20 League, of course, the domestic tournament that we have is the Syed Mushtaq Ali tournament. That's the T20 format that we play here as a competitive one. And over the years, the scores, the performances have gone higher, better, stronger. That'll be an extra. And the very fact that when, for example, if you're playing for the Vidarbha team, obviously everyone, all the group over here is lining up to getting into that T20 team of the state. But here as a Pagariya strikers lineup, we see led by Yash Kadam. The options that Yash will have at his disposal is a lot of domestic players who obviously everyone cannot make it to the state team. But all those domestic players who he would want to stake a claim for that state side. And it's not only just an experience, it's a platform to go out there and perform.
That's what you want as a country, is what sort of platform can people get noticed in to get that next level up, get into their domestic T20 side, get seen with the state. And then suddenly, heaven's open and the RPL comes calling. If you do all the things you wished for, get some good numbers on the board and get some match-winning performances, anything can happen, that's for sure. And it happens very quickly as well. You ask any young player how quickly it can all happen.
Lovely. Just the fact that he managed to get his hands on it, yes, it must have been slightly uppish, and he'll feel the fact that he missed out on an opportunity, but what a stop that is.
Throwing themselves around, and any fielder puts one down, he'll be a little bit disappointed, shakes the head and a little bit frustrated with him, but that was hit firmly. Flat, low to his left, and I think he will be a little bit disappointed. Went quickly, but he got two hands to it. Unfortunately, hits the ground, and first wicket still eludes them.
Dipesh. Much better. Much better. Aggressive running here again. They are living dangerously, running even more dangerously.
The dives are coming out. Good pickup and quick release. This was really close. He's trying to rotate, strike down the middle of the pitch and head down, and almost went flying into those stumps while he was there, and that would have been a really tight call. The man upstairs, the third umpire.
That's a better look as to who was winning that race had the ball been disturbed. It's a couple of opportunities this over. And an opportunity at the backward point. Outstanding effort there to stopping that, and now a run-out chance. He wants to make it count, and he's in a rush, Anirudh.
This bowling unit has plenty of first-class RPL experience. And now just trying to pick up the rate here. Anirudh trying to push on. He's got one boundary already. Rotation his partner. Okay, just a bit more experienced at the moment, just trying to rotate strike, and should be made aware of the option to rotate strike. There's still plenty of areas he can get the ball around, but a decent over here from Jitesh. So far, can he finish well? Previous over, the last ball went for a boundary. Can he do better?
Dot ball to finish, 12 without loss. 12 without loss. Reasonable start. But yes, you would feel that they're very urgent in their scoring pattern.
I'd say the strikers are a little bit more seasoned players compared to some of the Titans, more raw, talented players in their lineup. So see how the experience comes up against the raw talent here today. So far, feeling each other out at the moment, and really good wicket. And I think this is, you spoke about 180. You spoke to him earlier on. He'll be happy with 180. Most people would be, but average score probably just a little bit below that in general. But it looks like a really good wicket. Quick outfield. Once someone gets in, you could cause some real damage here. Change of gloves after that full-length dive.
You just feel that they're wanting to muscle that ball because it's a good pitch, and you spoke about that early nip. Of course, there's no slip now for Lalit. But you just feel as a batter as well, you've been given an opportunity to put the runs on the board, and you know how the conditions and how the pitch would behave over here. So whether you would literally want to come down the track and counter Lalit's pace and hit him down the ground, or maybe wait a bit, fraction longer to placing that ball.
Better delivery, just angling in, tucking up the right-hander, just outside the off stump, having another look at this pitch. Lovely grass covering, a couple of cracks, but they're not going to play a role. I just wonder whether it'll just slow up as the game develops. Really, the condition of it shouldn't change much at all, though. And you see wonderful preparation, grass covering, excellent. Outfield looking really good here as well. So, stadium looking in fine fettle at this stage.
Gone, first wicket, and it's a worst one for Lalit as well.
It was a deep square leg behind square. That fielder was in front of square. He hit that well. Waist height, straight to the fielder. He's picked him out, and that's disappointing. An experienced player, in particular, will be frustrated with that dismissal. But Lalit has struck the first wicket. All the strikers opting to bowl first. They've managed to pick up an early wicket.
Yeah, he saw that short ball. You're just having a confirmation whether he overstepped or not. No, that's fine. And the moment he saw the short ball, Akshay Vadkar was like, I am attacking this slightly on the inner part of that bat. And he didn't get that elevation that he was looking forward to. He just had to clear that man. Wasn't this afternoon. 12 for 1.
Slightly. Thank you. Satyam, time limit is there. Please be ready.
Captain's departed. Satyam Bhoyar is in. That would have been a very tight single, especially after you've lost your captain.
Another look at that short arm pull straight to him, nicely pouched, and yeah, that's a disappointing moment there. Hit it pretty well. Bowler, he'll be pleased. Fielders doing their job. An early confidence booster here for Lalit.
I'm impressed with the line that he has quickly adjusted after those first couple of deliveries. In his first over, he went slightly outside the line of the off stump. Then first one was towards middle and leg. And now, apart from that short ball that he was punished at the end of that first over, everything is pitched up to the batters, not giving them any room.
You see batter Satyam saying there's a bit of extra bounce to his partner as well after that last delivery. A bit disappointed. The skipper is pulling the slip out, and particularly to the new player, I would really like to have seen him keep that slip there, just for that extra delivery. He finds the outside edge. You want to make sure he's out of here. Lalit opting to plug that hole on the onside.
First maiden of the Vidarbha Pro T20 League, 12 for 1. There's a fair bit of batting to follow for the Titans. But they all know what the setting is all about. When to be aggressive, who can they target? They all know each other's skills very well. Old, top notch.
He's got loose after that first over, and this one has really gone through shoulder height and above to the keeper. Really good to watch. Jitesh bowled it wide, and this one really surprised the batter. Almost like you say he's a slip, but he's on the ring, so it's a fly slip almost at this stage. You might as well just put him in at slip. He's only a couple meters away.
Then that will fly over. That's exactly what the bowler doesn't want.
If it goes to him out, we'll have a good laugh, put it that way.
100%. But as captains, you know, they started obviously experimenting with field positions. Not that it's a wrong thing, it's just about placing that fielder slightly deeper than where you would normally see in a test match. And even in a test match nowadays, there's a flying gully or a third which is placed behind the 30-yard circle or inside the boundary ropes. Persisting with that line has been Jitesh. So possibly he feels that that slash outside the off stump might just go to that fielder.
Associate left-arm bowlers bowling in swingers with the new ball. There hasn't been much swing from these two so far, and the moment Jitesh with that slightly open action looks to push the ball across the right-handers, and he's opted for that deep point. And now he's just going with the regulation third man. So they've got 4 in the ring on the offside now, slightly different to Anirudh being on strike. This is almost a sort of a standard field now. Deep square leg and third man in position.
Yes, trying to keep that line outside the off stump. Good ball, nice single.
Once again, that single far too easy, I feel. Jitesh being pretty consistent, but having a look at his action. A bit shorter, with a bit of extra pace, but looks like he might struggle to bowl that in swinger, but we want to say, what position does he get in at the crease? Quite an open action. Will tend to push the ball across the right-hander. Really energetic at the crease and lovely follow-through. His first over he finished with a slower ball as well, and not scared to use it. At the moment he's coming out quite well, and the batsmen just starting to feel a bit of pressure here in this power play. Just 2 overs left in it, and they haven't really gone anywhere.
Yeah, the kind of explosive start, 8 conceded in the very first over, the kind of start that they had, you would have felt that they would be much more aggressive or be more aware where they want to be at the end of 4 overs or at the end of the power play. Captain Furling hasn't assisted as well. It's a good bowling lineup. And good finish as well. 4 done, 14 for 1.
Two bowlers used so far. Steady work from them. Lalit, the wicket taker. And what you don't see too often is bowlers bowling 3 in the power play, and they've trusted him with that job. Try and pick up another wicket here. I still fancy carrying a slip.
Possibly the kind of
but they need to do right now. It's 16 for 3 at the end of 5.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है
और वही एक मौका
विदर्भा प्रो टी20 लीग लागू दे ठसका
60 for 3, the Titans. They were inserted and they are in real trouble. Lalit has done the damage. Ball 3 on the reel and has been super impressive. Lovely conditions, a warm afternoon here in Nagpur. Change of bowling. Suraj into the attack and picking up where the openers have started. And Monty Panasar's alongside me. Lovely to see you, Monty, but how good has Lalit been so far with these wickets?
He's been absolutely brilliant. He's taken all the wickets here, and that was a straightforward catch to mid-wicket. And again, the same dismissal, and he's just hitting the length really hard, rushing the batsman. And then this was an inside edge, beautiful bowling. And he's just doing the batsman for pace, and he's been brilliant today.
Wow, once again, excellent fielding. They have been so good so far here, the strikers. First game of the tournament, of course, there will be nerves out in the middle. It's a big stage for the 22 men out in the middle. And you would have to say, so far, Monty, the strikers have settled into the work better.
Yeah, they have indeed, and you can see it's evident that their bowling is really strong at the moment, and they probably know the length to bowl on this pitch. It's that sort of back of the length really hard, and yeah, the Titans are sort of struggling at the moment. And no boundaries since that first over, and it's been 27 balls since the last boundary as well, so the pressure is really on the Titans to get this innings up and going.
Well, no better men than me and you, Monty. Two left-handed batters just to bring a bit of an injection of boundaries to the middle here. That's going to be a wide ball, have to be reloaded. Well, we saw Pagariya having a look at the surface earlier on, and when we spoke to the former Indian left-arm finger spinner, he felt it was a good toss to win and bowl first. He felt there was a little bit of moisture in the surface. I thought he did a wonderful job assessing the 22 yards.
Yeah, he did indeed. He read the pitch correctly, and he's played a lot here. Well, that's a fine shot. That's his second boundary. They need more of this.
The first boundary in 27 balls, and it's right in the slot. So far, the strikers have pegged away at a good line of length, that 6 to 8 metre mark, but this is too full. Looking for swing. You're not going to swing that white ball after 5 overs. It's a hit-me ball. And it was hit. It was dealt with. Need a few more of those in this power play just to inject a bit of confidence into the bench. Well, that might run away. Let's see how quick this outfield is. Slows up a little. We have had quite a bit of rain in recent days in Nagpur, especially in the mornings and the evenings. We've had some heavy showers, so the outfield a little bit slow.
Yeah, make a difference. I think you can see that, you know, the outfield isn't probably as quick as it needs to be, but I think what's evident at the moment is that the bowlers have really got their length spot on here, and it's only that full ball that went for 4. But there is a bit of moisture in the air as well. It's really hot when you're out there. So, you know, tremendous effort from the Titans at the moment.
Well, goes full again and misses out there. Jagjot, that should have been put away. A very, very good power play, though, for the strikers. Titans are 23 for 3 after 6.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं, अमरावती का आकाश जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Match 1 and the strikers up against the Titans, and it's been all about the strikers thus far. They won the toss and no hesitation will bowl first. Lalit has been sensational. 3 overs on the reel in the power play, 3 for 10. We've had all pace so far, and now my co-commentator Monty Panos has a big smile on his face because we're going to get a little bit of left arm finger spin, push back.
Yep, I love the left arm spinners, and it'll be interesting to see how he bowls on this sort of pitch. And we've often seen in T20 a lot of spinners tend to hit that back of a length. And I said earlier that batters have sort of changed now. They don't tend to go down the wicket. They sort of just hit. That's the sort of length I'm talking about. That's the length we see a lot of spinners bowling now. And the reason being is because batters just stand and deliver now. The bats are so good, the pitches are so true. And the spinners have to evolve.
Well, one thing about this stadium and this ground, Monty, that is in the spin bowlers' favour, the VCA Stadium here, it's quite a large area. We go to a lot of grounds around the world in T20 cricket, and the boundary size are very small, but this is a decent sized boundary, so it's going to take some hitting. If you mention you're standing and hitting, you're going to have to find the middle of your blade.
Yeah, and again, the lengths have been spot on, and often you see spinners, they look to bowl a bit more defensively, get the batsman to make the mistake, and it's all about the length, it's all about your line as well. But more so that back of a length we talk about often, and I think he's been brilliant in these 3 balls.
Well, he's had a good day so far, Kostov, because he picked up 2 catches in that mid-wicket region, so he got into the game early. Well, this is action, Monty. Talk us through what you see here.
Yeah, he's got a nice gather, and he sort of gets at the crease, and then he's got a lovely sort of follow through as well. And if anything, he stays a little bit longer in that crease because he just wants to have a look at what the batsman is looking to do. And you normally see batsmen rushing through the crease. He just has that little jump, bit of a pause, and it just gives him that opportunity to make that last-minute split decision, depending on the batter.
Good start from the left-arm tweaker. Very tidy. He's not going to get any real turn out of this surface, but accurate nonetheless. 7 overs done, 27 for 3.
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
Need to get a move on. They really do need to show some positivity with bat in hand. Titans up against the strikers here in match 1. Great to be back in India. Great to be in Nagpur. First time I've been here since 2011. Excellent at backward point, really smart. They've been smart all day, Monty. They had a really good power play with the ball, the strikers.
Yeah, they were brilliant, and this was the first boundary, but then after that catch was straightforward, which was pretty much simple. But the lengths were the key here. They couldn't really get going. Catching's been brilliant, and then again, done in full pace, inside edge, and Lalit's been brilliant. And this was the full ball, the only sort of second boundary in the power play. Apart from that, it's been all about the Titans.
Fond memories this ground for you, Monty, this part of the world for you. I suspect you were talking us through a memorable wicket that you took in a test match here against India a little while ago. Talk us through that wicket.
Yeah, that was obviously my first Test wicket, and I kind of bowled about 10 to 11 overs, bowling quite nicely. And you know, as you do get the batsman on the front foot, had a man on the drive, had Andrew Flintoff there just telling me keep bowling well. And there's one ball that just skid on, and the front, you know, paths were really wide. And it was a great man, Sachin Tendulkar, and I looked at it and I thought, I can't see the stumps. I might as well just go for an appeal here. Went for the appeal. Little did I know, Alim Dar lifted the finger, and off I went like a tracer bullet towards point, where even Usain Bolt could not chase me. I was loving it. I was enjoying every moment of it. I could not believe it. I took my first Test wicket, the great man Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah, and that was at the stadium, well, a little bit down the road, because those of you who don't know, this stadium was built in around 2008. It's a beautiful stadium here, the VCA Stadium. First international game here was between India and Australia. A Test match which India won on the last day. So it was fitting that India played Australia. Great rivalry at this very stadium for the first time in India, prospering on the last day. Really excited for this tournament, Monty. I've heard a lot about cricket in the region. Current Ranji Trophy champions, of course, and a hotbed for cricket. They have an excellent infrastructure, developing players. So we're going to have a good look over the next 10 days or so to see some of the, well, up-and-coming stars of the future, potentially.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's a great opportunity for the association and the players involved as well, because they are the champions. And you know, you get some of the other bigger states where you have, you know, big superstars playing. This is much more of a togetherness, and they all play together really well as a unit. And here again, I think this league gives that opportunity to see maybe the next superstar that could emerge or could be involved, you know, in the IPL next year. So it's a great opportunity for them, and it's exciting times ahead.
Swatted away leg side. There is protection on that large boundary. Yeah, let's just not focus, obviously watching T20 cricket here, but almost pay homage to the red ball stature in this region. And even Virat Kohli, you saw in some of his conversations after winning the IPL, how important Test match cricket is, red ball cricket. So develop your skills in the red ball region, transferable into white ball. That's too high and may have just pitched outside leg as well, but it's another very, very tidy over here from Suraj and the strikers. Well, there will be time for the strategic timeout and a chance for both coaches and captains to get together, rally their groups, and come up with some plans for the next phase of play. 32 for 3.
Iowa presents
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering nation's growth. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच दे रहे हैं विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग। लागू दे ठसका।
Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sanvijay Group, built to last, built for nation. From steel that
Humid afternoon here in Nagpur. Thankfully no rain and no rain forecast, which is great news for all involved. A big occasion, Monty Panesar, we spoke and built it up pre-match. A chance to shine, the world is watching, and so far the strikers have not let their coaching staff and ownership down.
Yeah, very much so. It's all about the strikers at the moment, and you can see the reason they look to bowl first as well. You know, there's been a bit of rain around, a bit of moisture in the air, and you know, it's probably the best time to bowl as well. It's so hot out there, but also an opportunity, great opportunity for these youngsters, for the league, for the coaching staff, for the association, who've been the champions in the Ranji Trophy. We often, you know, not talk enough about red ball cricket, but it is, that's where you learn your skills, become a good at red ball, then T20 becomes a lot easier. But I've been hugely impressed with this left arm spinner. Very impressed with his lines, his lengths. He's been really good at the moment.
He's got an interesting field as well, considering his side are so far on top, 32 for 3. He's just got the mandatory 4 in the circle. 2 behind point and an extra cover who's catching, hovering, looking for something aerial, and a 45. I wonder, was there a chance to be a little bit more aggressive with the field placing? Hoiked away leg side. How much would that be down to the bowler himself, Monty, or captain and coach to come up with that plan as to how aggressive he can be with his field?
Yeah, well, I think what they've assessed is that I think he's looking to bowl more kind of defensively contained, and that's why he's not really giving it any air, and it's sort of them sort of lengths here, and this obviously a fine shot. You know, used his feet, took the courage, and they need more of that. They've got to be a bit more assertive. That intent is so important. That's a fine boundary down the ground.
Well, it was Yash Kadam in the deep who was feeling it long off, and he was charging around looking for a spectacular catch. How far away was he? Well, he got enough on it. He'll be disappointed. Just down below us, we looked down at the commentary box and we saw him charging to his right, and he should have held on. Knocks it over the ropes for 4.
This is really good length. Pushed it through a little bit more, change the trajectory. But this chance here, yeah, this was going to be a great catch. The catching has been brilliant today, but this would have been probably the best one of the lot. And it's a good risk to take. And again, this is good running. So, yeah, I mean, that's the key, I reckon, at the moment. What I've seen a lot in T20 cricket is spinners are not looking to give the air. And if you have a look at here, this was a fine effort.
Should have got there, Monty. He should have held that. Now then, that sounded really good off the middle of the blade. Satyam joins the party. A big slog sweep into the bleachers. Finally, one out of the middle, and finally a 6.
Very much so. Listen, this is where he's giving it air, and guess what we get? A big 6. First time he's given it air, and he's been put out of the ground. And I think that's what the batters want more.
Very good over. Really good that from the Titans. 13 over, double digits. 45 for 3.
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com. Super cool, super tough.
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust.
45 for 3, but if you're a Titans fan, that last over, finally, got a boundary and a 6. Something to smile about. The partnership is good. 30 from 29. Change of bowling. Ashit Singh into the attack.
Yeah, Ashit Singh, I think he's going to push it through a bit more. He gets through that crease, so they may find it a bit more easier here. And he's like, again, probably looking to learn from his fellow left-arm spinner. But they've got to get going. They've got to find ways where their boundary options are.
Big square here, this venue. Come to other grounds in India and you see 5 or 6 pitches, 9 pitches here at this stadium. Down the ground, nowhere near the middle of the blade, should land safely. It's finally just getting a little bit of luck here, the Titans, they need it. The catch spilled in the last over and then that one falling into no man's land, so just a little bit going their way, the batting side. Flipped away. Beautiful use of the body just to manipulate himself into position to get it fine enough. And the cheers you hear are for the Titans 50.
Yes, it's a good shot. It's at the pad and the right option as well. And if you look here, it was a line. He was down leg side and he just helped it along its way for another boundary.
Fielder was sitting deep. Another good over. Now then, a freebie. All right, come from, they call it a buzzer. 10 overs bowl, 54 for 3.
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering.
54 for 3, halfway stage. Point away leg side, Monty Panesar has left for a cup of tea. John Kent has slid in alongside, little and large in the commentary box. Bowling been excellent, fielding's been pretty good, but they just pinched one in the last over, the Titans.
Quite right, and they've got away a few times. Little back flick, hit the stumps and rolled away, and the bowler wants to pull his hair out. He looks like he's got a good set of hair at this stage, but not for long.
How has that missed? Jagjot looking to go too square. Cannot have been far away from the off stump. Keeper makes a bit of a mess of it. Got to aim to hit down the ground. Must aim straight as a batter. How have you assessed the batting of the Titans thus far? John, I think the bowling was excellent from the strikers, but it felt like, and you were on the start with Anjum Chopra, they were just trying a little bit too hard with blade in hand.
Oh, they're running at the bowlers and trying lots of different options. Lalit had a bit of extra pace, angling it in. I see another piece of sloppy work. The throw was nowhere near the keeper. Didn't really push him too hard. They weren't running too, but look at this throw. Not even close to the keeper. And they steal another one. So the fielding side, striking 3 times early on, they're just slipping up in the field now. And I do think they tried a bit hard, like you say, just try to keep it simpler, good cricket strokes, you'll get good value on this ground, on this wicket. It's got nice pace in it, true bounce as well. I think it's interestingly now with the spinners, it brings in another element.
Yeah, you won't get much spin. We were out there earlier on, we had a look at the pitch and spoke to some of the players before the game, and it didn't look like a surface that was going to take spin whatsoever. We saw a little bit of pace and bounce with the new rock. Decent covering of grass. No demons though whatsoever if you're a batter. Down the ground, mistimed. Chance in the deep. Put it down. Lalit, the big quick, who's taken 3 poles. He charged in, he got there, and he put it down. 60 for 3.
विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग देखिएगा जरूर। लागू दी ठसका।
Well, they put down 3 catches, the strikers in the field, and this is the last one. Looked like he had this in the mitts. Keep an eye on the elbow, in the hands, Yen, on the fingers, and then the elbows into the turf, and out pops the ball. Pull away, leg side, there's a man in the deep. He's found that man in the deep. Would you believe it? A long hop, straight to Aditya in the deep. Oh my word, can you believe it? Just when you were getting going, the Titans, you've lost your 4th.
I fought so hard with this partnership to get back in the game. They said not the best of his deliveries by any means. Short, pulled, probably one of the longest sides of the boundary at this ground. Hit it firm, flat, and he looks and he hopes, and the fielder holds on. So a lot of drops, a couple of catches to go along with it. An emotional roller coaster for that fielding side. But Satyam, he's got to go for 17. Titans now 61 for 4.
Now in India, presenting Magnifique by Ivor. Magnifique, high-performance TVs by Ivor Japan. Now in India. Present.
4 down the Titans, it's match 1. Here in Nagpur. Strikers have been all over them like a cheap suit. Brilliant with the ball. Energetic in the field. Titans have a lot of work to do here. Now we've got a southpaw. That's what we like. Shubham Dubey has some IPL experience for Rajasthan Royals. Clean striker. Rajasthan Royals Academy about 90 minutes down the road. They've got a great facility on the outskirts of Nagpur. Rajasthan Royals. Spoke to some of their management last night about some players in this tournament, getting a little bit of snippets of information. Well, we've seen some good bowling and we've seen some poor batting. I think this is bordering on the latter.
It's got to take a little bit of extra care. If you're not sure where that fielder is, you should know. You know if the poor delivery's there, hit it either side. But that was just dropping the ball there, so to speak, from a batting perspective.
Yeah, big boundaries though, John. That's one thing I said from the outset. When you walk out to the middle, it's a sizable hit. Not one of these little small venues you see around the world now for T20. So when you get that bad ball, you really have to make sure your connection is good enough to clear the man in the deep, and it wasn't for Satyam. 62 for 4. What are they thinking? What can they muster up here with the bat? Tidy from Ashit. 2 off it and the wicket. 62 for 4.
Iva presents Magnifique.
A lot of hope rests on Jagjot and Dubey, 28 and 1 respectively, but 62 for 4. Game 1. We've got an action-packed 10 days or so ahead. Plenty of cricket coming your way from Nagpur.
Costa taking 2 catches earlier on, a big confidence booster. He's got an interesting, very low arm. An interesting run up as well. He sounds like he's jumping on a hot tin roof. Interesting approach, and wonder when he's going to let it go. So very unorthodox approach and delivery with that low bowling arm.
Chance at the bowler's end, direct hit, chance, oh, another opportunity, goes a-begging. Keeper was out of the blocks so quickly. Deshmukh was brilliant. He got the glove off, and he had all 3 to aim. And look at that, out of the blocks, pick up, hit him, you're gone.
Absolutely miles out. Just needed to hit the woodwork.
And he'll be disappointed, Shivam Deshmukh, because he had all 3 to aim at, and that's a drill you practice as a keeper. Getting out behind the stumps, getting your glove off, and affecting the run out. So another missed opportunity. 3 drop catches, a missed run out. Could have been a lot worse here for the Titans. A left arm spinner against a left hand bat. All the well here, Kostav, to the left-hander Dubey, because he hasn't gone above the eye line. Because if he goes above the eye line, the southpaw's going to get that slog sweep, and he's kept it out of arm's reach. He's almost bowled it flatter and wider. Six singles off that Kostav over. His spell is done. None for 29. 13 done. 68 for 4.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है,
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका
Or down. spin. Ashit for his third. Kostav has finished his spell. He was expensive in relative terms. 0 for 29 from his 4. Ashit has been a little bit better. You feel those spins an opportunity to try and take down on this surface. Jagjot 31 from 31, so he has got a start. He's assessed conditions. Can he power on here at the back end? Goes down ground. That's a good hit. He's got plenty of it. The call was catch from the keeper. The man in the deep was just a spectator.
Terrific stroke. Then go running down the wicket. He stood nice and still. Generated all the power from the crease. Lovely follow through, quick hands. And stand back and admire your work.
That was a beautiful exhibition of power hitting. Jagjot breaking the wrist before impact. Enable you to get power through your hands and through the ball. Hit from standing. Not easy to do.
Doobie got so much experience getting himself in, get a quick feel for conditions. Is available a strategic timeout for the Titans. Started the over in the best possible way, and how is he going to play out the rest of the over? Is he going to keep coming?
Well, 7 and over, getting 121. You'd feel that is a long way below par. 9s will get a 134. Should be able to get that 9 and 0 from here. Can they go 11s and get 146? I think they'll be hoping for something around that 150 mark. Sliced away. Just a single, no urgency. And Dubé to try and get back for a double. Last ball of this over. There's 10 off it already. I just wonder, I just feel Jagjot fancies this left arm spinning option. Might go downtown again. Pumped through the offside. Should get a couple. And that's another good over for the Titans. We haven't said that a great deal of times today. 12 off it. 14 overs bowled, 80 for 4, and the umpire's going to have a little bit of exercise. Time for the strategic timeout.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है,
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका। विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, देखिएगा जरूर, लागू दे ठसका।
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
Presenting Magnifique by Ivor. Magnifique, high-performance TVs by Ivor Japan, now in India.
अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, देखिएगा जरूर, लागू दे ठसका।
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering nation's growth. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच दे रहे हैं।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग।
लागू दे ठसका।
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
Welcome back, 80 for 4. The Titans up against the Strikers in match 1. Just fighting back here, the Titans, after having a disastrous power play. They were 23 for 3 after 6. The good partnership between Jagjot and Satyam was worth 46. And now Jagjot and Dubey have put together 19. So there's an opportunity here for the Titans to power the way to 140, 150. Suraj back into the attack. So there's a medium pace. Ooh, that's a loosener. And that's going to be a couple of wides and a wild throw, but the bowler does well. That was a very, very loose start by Suraj.
He doesn't look too happy about it either. Don't blame him, the keeper. That was a long way off target from the bowler to start. Even if it's a loosener, make sure you hit a length, hit a line at least, even if it's not quite your top pace delivery.
Well, I'm not sure what the keeper's giving out about, John, because that's his job. And as a former wicketkeeper myself, that is your job. To catch every ball that comes to you, whether it's convenient to you or a little bit awkward. So there's no point shaking your head if you're behind the pegs. That's going to be another one. One thing he has to do here, behind the stumps here, Shivam Deshmukh, he needs to come closer. He's standing way too deep for a bowler bowling in his second spell after 14 overs. Get closer behind the stumps.
Also quite interesting watching some bowlers in their first spell, the pace compared to their second spell as well. So that's where sometimes fitness kicks in, or doesn't, so to speak. And let's see if he can. He's miles back there, as you say. That's a first sign.
All the way leg side. He's not. It's not Arshdeep Singh out there. It's not Zahir Khan in his prime. Get closer if you're keeping wicket.
Also, this ball's a lot softer than it was earlier on, and it's really, the surface seems to be a lot slower, mixing the pace up, and that's what it's known for, this wicket. A lot of slower balls. Quite useful here.
It's going to be a wide down leg side. There was an appeal from both bowler and keeper, but more in hope and anticipation. Another wide down the leg side. Well, what about your native South Africa? You've got a big game coming up soon. World Test Championship final. South Africa in the final.
Not that big a game, really. But the old enemy, Australia, some wonderful battles over the years, and no quarter given, that's for sure. So it's going to be a wonderful game at the home of cricket. As we see a lovely shot, it's a deep cover, and I've got to say, South Africa has been told many times by many and sundry that they shouldn't be there in terms of the games they've played in the last year. So I think that's an interesting call, and that's fine. We don't mind having the underdogs tag by any means.
Well, you can only play and beat who you're up against in the World Test Championship cycle. It's done on a percentage basis. Yes, some nations will play a lot more games than others, but that's not to do with South Africa. That's fixtures and formats. Well, you mentioned the misfield. I think it's the big quick who put a catch down in front of me not long ago. It is indeed. Oh, Lalit, purveying in the deep, makes a mess of this one.
It was an imperious stroke. Dubé, I tell you what, you don't want to give him any extra runs here. He's a good player and he's going to make you pay, and that was a beautifully timed stroke, but poor work in the deep, let himself down.
You mentioned Australia being the old enemy. I think Australia seems to be the old enemy for many nations. England and India, South Africa. Does anyone like them?
I'm sure their mates don't mind them too much. But saying that though, they've got a few arch enemies, the Ashes being the main traditional rival, but there's been so many memorable games between that South African side and that Australian side, and it's always a huge battle.
Well, there's no Aussies in the commentary box here to defend them, so we can say what we want. This was the ball earlier. Nothing on Nick's sense. Umpire gave it a wide, rightly so. Bowlers pleading, please sir, give me a caught down leg side. Nothing on Nick's sense. Slower ball, cutter, picked and pumped through the offside. Good support. Keep it down to a couple, but another good over here for the Titans, who are on the charge. 15 done, 95 for 4.
अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो टी20 लीग देखिएगा जरूर। लागू दी ठसका।
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
Nagpur Titans, whichever side, Monty, they'll look at the score and the situation that they're in. They'll be thinking, are we fortunate or have we thrown away the good fortune? The reason I say the both is the fact that they have obviously been given reprieve many times, at least 3 or 4 catches, ordinary fielding in the outfield, or the fortune of setting a good target on a decent batting surface. Nagpur Titans, 95 for 4. Shubham Dubé is the man that they'll be looking at. Having said that, they still have an opportunity of finishing off in the next remaining overs, at least on the best score that they feel they can come out and defend.
Well, listen, I think the key is going to be Shubham Dubé, like you said earlier on, Jim. And if he stays there till the 20th over, I reckon that score of about 140, 150 is very much possible. The key lies how he bats, how he looks to now build the innings, where he's going to look for his boundary options, how he plans this all together. Because the next 5 overs have to very much go Titans' way. On a pitch, you know, I reckon 150, 160 is probably par.
And it's all about learning. It's not that if they don't perform well as expected, that is a Titans as a batting group, especially the top half, if they haven't done well, they can't do well. They can definitely. They will look to improve on their performance as they go ahead. But as of now, they would want to make that amend, and that's exactly what you're talking about. Look at the kind of bowling that's going on. Leg spin, off spin, everything from what Pushpak is trying to bowl is targeting the stumps.
Yeah, because he wants to bowl wicket to wicket, and if they miss, then he knows he's got a chance to get a wicket. But also, he's not going for boundaries, and that's also been very impressive. And again, it's the trajectory, it's the lines, it's the lengths, because anything that's been full, we've seen, has been dispatched. And again, this is good bowling, because at this stage, I think the Titans want boundaries. But there's something I think the top order can learn also from Dubey. The way he's just rotating the strike, he doesn't seem flustered. He's not panicking.
Six coming off that over. 101 for 4.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है।
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Bowling options have been well utilized by Yash Kadam. 7th bowling option as a captain himself, as an off spinner. The outstanding spell so far has obviously been Lalit Yadav right at the top, who was on a hat-trick as well. He still has one over of yet Lalit Yadav up his sleeve if required.
It's a good option, especially against Shum Dubey, because that's going to be the wicket that they want. And also taking the pace off the ball. It's difficult on this pitch. This kind of doesn't really sort of turn. It's more skidding on, and that makes it a bit more difficult for the batters, to line up. And again, there's a very good, I think, as spinners as a group, they're all learning off each other, and I think it's part of their game plan to actually not to give it that extra air to get a wicket. They rather contain and get the batsman to make a mistake.
Yeah, that's exactly what they've actually tried. Talking about it, 8 conceded in that first Lalit Yadav over, and then he corrected his line. From there on, it was just been wicket-to-wicket bowling. Those shots that the Titans would be looking at their batting order saying, right, they didn't come off. It's not that they were not on, they just didn't come off. It didn't work for them. But what you're absolutely right is the bowling side done is remain wicket-to-wicket.
And this is perfect scenario for the strikers, because they're not giving away any boundaries. They're bowling to their field. They're communicating a lot. And he's obviously taken a risk here. And that's a fine shot down the ground. Very much needed a boundary. And it's 50 up for him. And that's a fine 50 of 44 deliveries. And this partnership is the key of what will be a final total for the Titans. But he got enough bat on it. And he's got to take more of this courage now. Hit down the ground and look for big boundaries.
First half century of the Vidarbha Pro T20, 110 for 4.
Ivor presents now in India.
But it hasn't been that kind of an explosive last few overs.
जल्दी जाओ भाइयों जल्दी
Nice over from the captain, just 9 conceded in that. Uppish but safe, at least a couple of runs if not more.
Well, I think it's the right option here. I think Shumin Dube needs to target pushback now. He's got to look to take the big option. And just here they're having a look at the boundary. The outfield has quickened up because of the heat. And that's a fine stop there. Small pieces of fielding like this will make a big difference to the end total. And what the strikers may have to chase.
Came in at number 5 for the Titans. Vice captain of the Nagpur Titans. 23 years old. This will give him immense confidence. The way he structured the innings, the way he has held the innings together. And the way he's placing the ball as well. It was extremely fortunate that the short fine leg fielder couldn't get his arms around that ball.
And this is 50 here, down the ground. He started off really well. And then anything down leg side, he picked up the sweep. But anything full, he was targeting straight towards the side screen. And that's been his strength. He's hit the ball really well, straight.
मार दे बैटिंग मार दे फैजी थोड़ा ऊपर रहे तब से बता रहा हूं दोस्तों को ऊपर रहे बैट छूट गया सॉरी बैट ही छूट गया दीपक मत पीछे फैजी
Yeah, this was the opportunity to get his hands up and under that ball. He's trying to clear the short fine leg fielder, which he to the best of his ability because of the lack of pace from Pushpak.
catch
Should be taken. Is not timed at all. 5th wicket for the Pagariya group.
Yeah, this was beautiful bowling. Pushback. He exactly knew what Jagjot was looking to do. Hit him down the ground. He was looking for the maximum. But Pushback was equal to the task. And the key was he bowled it outside off stump, got him away from the eye line, and that was a straightforward catch.
Yeah, they bowled well and they have been rewarded as well. 115 for the loss of 5 with the half-century maker departing.
फैजी
Piyush Savarkar is the new batter in for the Titans. Got ball to finish, 115 for 5.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच
9 extras in the 18 overs, a couple of overs more to go. Where can they finish at? Shubham Dubey in the center would be leading the charge, provided he gets that strike. He's the last man after getting a half century. A tired, fatigued, lack of concentration or a lapse of concentration stroke, Monty.
Yeah, a bit of both really. It's really hot out there, but also the blade as well. When we just looked at his boundary hitting ability, he was targeting straight towards the side screen. Here the blade just went towards cover, extra cover, and he's kind of sliced it. But it was good bowling as well. He got it just slightly outside his eye line. Got the wicket at the right time. But obviously Lalit's back. He's been the key man. He bowled superbly well in the power play. This is good bowling here. Good slower delivery. Yeah, Lalit has been having a great day. And this is how it started off, with an easy catch at mid-wicket. Again, hitting hard lengths. And that was a brilliant catch. Diving. And then that first ball, yeah, did it from pace. And Lalit set the tone for the strikers today. He's been really good from the first ball. And since then, they've been really good on the field as well. And he's a clever bowler. He can bowl heavy lengths. He's got the slower deliveries. He's very clear about his game plan. And that's going to be the key for any youngster playing in this league. Got to be well organised, have good clarity of thought, and know what to do at the right time, depending on the match situation.
Yes, well aware of his strength, well aware of what the conditions are doing as well. Tall bowler, strong lad. What was impressive in that spell where he got those 3 wickets is the fact that he was very quick to adjust to the line for the left-hander and the right-hander. Of course, the left-hander being the 3rd wicket of his. Prior to that, of course, the captain Akshay Vadkar and Anirudh Chaudhary, both were his wickets. But how he adjusted to the 2 right-handers, and then when Sandesh came in, when Sandesh came in and he was castled as a played-on delivery. Whether a right-hander or a left-hander, there was no room provided by Lalit Yadav.
And that is always quite difficult to adjust, especially when he was bowling to the majority of the right-handers. And that first ball, you know, getting the left-hander out, kind of just gave so much belief to the strikers. And again here, he's got the hold of it, but it's a brilliant catch in the deep. The catching has been brilliant, and Lalit strikes again. He can't do nothing wrong at the moment. This is his 4th wicket, and he's been brilliant.
The rhythm has been top-notch. As a fast bowler, you would want to come in and hit the deck hard, not have any concerns about how comfortable you are in, and the rewards are there for him to reap. 4 for 11 in his 3.4 overs. He has broken the back of the Pagariya strikers' batting order, 116 for 6.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है,
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Presenting Magnifique by Iva. Magnifique, high performance TVs by Iva Japan.
Could be another wicket. Backward point. Excellent stuff this. The Nagpur Titans' back was already broken earlier. Now it's the finishing touches provided by Lalit Yadav. He backs the fifer.
Well, he's been brilliant today, and he gets an opportunity to take a hat-trick. And this was good bowling. Wasn't the right option, and that was a fine catch as well. Lalit again just knows what to do in these situations. He's been in top form. And Shankar goes for 0. Titans 116 for 7.
Magnificent picture, magnificent sound. Performance TVs by Aiwa Japan, now in India.
Sahil Sheikh is the new man in for Nagpur Titans. Lalit Yadav once again in this match is on a hat-trick. 5 wickets already, and he's got one more delivery in his spell. Can he get a hat-trick this time? He decides to go round the wicket to the left-hander. There's no slip, but there's a short fine. Nearly, but a much better delivery than the last time he was on a hat-trick that he bowled. 116 for 7.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है।
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
The innings remaining for the Nagpur Titans. 3 batters haven't made an impression at all. Everyone else just got a reasonable start with the time that they spent, but credit to the Pagariya strikers, bowlers. Shivam Dubey on strike. Change of pace again.
Well, you can see how well they've bowled. The calibre of Shivam Dubey struggling to actually really get his innings going. It just shows the planning they've done, the way they've been communicating, the changes of field, and that's been a huge difference. I think the strikers from ball 1 were really good, and Lalit kind of set the tone for them. And Dipesh probably will want to follow him. Fine bowling like this. And the key's probably been knowing when to bowl the slower balls, when to go heavy. And I don't think they've looked to bowl anything up front. We often talk about, you know, that top of off stump length. I think here it's more sort of back of a length.
And also the line. I think Dipesh has also bowled a good spell here. The first couple of overs, you felt that he was trying to angle that ball across the right-hander. Now he has that left-hander in front of him, and he's managing to keep that ball further away. They're a good bowling unit. Pagariya strikers. So far, that is what we've seen. Of course, we'll see them in the chase very soon.
Well, I hope the Titan bowlers are learning it, watching how the strikers have bowled. I think the key for them early on is going to be how they look to bowl. Are they going to be full or are they going to be short? in their lengths.
Should be safe. Completely mistimed yet again from Shubham Dubey.
And I think this shot selection, but also the way he's bowled it, kind of highlights just how well the strikers have been. Just knowing when to bowl it at the right time. It would have been a fine catch. But the caliber of, to keep someone like Shubham Dubey quiet, he's been brilliant in the IPL. That speaks volumes of how well, the strikers have bowled as a unit.
Want to have the same line and length to Sahil as well. He goes pace on. There's a chance of a run out of the non-striker end. He sacrifices here, Sahil. Without a run in front of his name, he will be walking back because Shubham Dubey, the non-striker, wanted the strike back. And he obliges.
Probably the right option. It was the right thing to do. You got to get the main batter on strike. And again, this was clever bowling. Went close to the stumps and then went wide, created the angle. He sacrificed his wicket to get the main batsman on strike. So Sahil goes without scoring. Titans 117 for 8.
Him wanting the strike has actually worked here for Shubham Dubey. Short ball finally gets the middle part of the bat. And a welcome boundary for the Titans.
Well, Sahil sacrificing for the team. This is what they wanted. They wanted more of this early on, but at least Shubham has got a boundary. We'll be hoping to get another one for the final delivery coming up.
Yeah, pace on that ball from Dipesh. He tried that against Sahil, it worked. He's continued that against Shubham Dubey as well. And that's what he was looking for. Pace on. Last ball of the innings. He goes pace off this time. Just a single to finish the over and the innings of the Nagpur Titans. An innings which just did not take off apart from the half century of this man on screen. It has been a struggle, but they have a target 122 for the loss of 8 wickets. Nagpur Titans, can they come out and put a spirited performance to defending that against the Pagariya strikers?
Well, it's going to be up to the Nagpur Titan bowlers, and yeah, the strikers are delighted there. They've been brilliant here. They know on a pitch probably 140, 150 was par. And again, it's going to be very much how the Titans look to bowl. Well, they're going to pitch the ball up, or they've learned something from the strikers. But apart from Jagjot, who got 56 today, and Shubham Dubey maybe at the back end batting, everyone else just came in and got out. And again, it was because of Lalit. He got a fifer. He was brilliant today. Got 3 wickets in the power play and 2 at the back end. Because of his bowling, he's restricted the Titans to 122 for 8.
Yeah, that half-century partnership between Shubham Dubey and Jagjot. Of course, Jagjot going on there and getting a half-century. Just 2 of those partnerships to boast of a 46 and a 50 for everyone else. Just did not get their partnerships going. There were wickets consistently and continuously falling for the Titans. Lalit Yadav right on top of that list. 5 wickets for him 3 in his first burst of 3 overs, 1 in the last over of his 4 overs, 11 runs conceded. Excellent spell of fast bowling led the way for the strikers, and he's here joining us pitch side for a brief chat.
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग की आज हुई धमाकेदार शुरुआत नागपुर के बेहतरीन स्टेडियम जानता स्टेडियम में। इससे अच्छी शुरुआत क्या हो सकती है जब पगरिया टाइगर स्ट्राइकर्स वर अप अगेंस्ट नागपुर टाइटंस। पहले टॉस जीतकर पगरिया स्ट्राइकर्स ने चयन किया गेंदबाजी का, एंड द स्टार बॉलर फ्रॉम पगरिया स्ट्राइकर्स हु नॉट ओनली टुक 3-4 बट अ 5-er। क्या बात है ललित, मतलब इससे बेहतरीन शुरुआत, धमाकेदार शुरुआत इस सीजन की, इस लीग की और इस पहले मुकाबले की, क्या कहेंगे?
मैम बहुत अच्छा है, और बेसिकली जो प्लान दिया गया था उसके ऊपर हम लोग स्टिक किए, अच्छा विकेट का यूज़ किए, बस अपने प्रोसेस पे थे, अच्छा था।
बिल्कुल अच्छा था। जोश तो आपको पावर प्ले में ही आ गया होगा। पावर प्ले में 3 विकेट चटकाना, किस तरीके से आप कह सकते हैं आपने उनकी गति पर ही नहीं, रनों की जो बौछार हो रही थी उस पर भी रोक लगाई?
जी मैम, बेसिकली नए बॉल से हम लोग ट्राई करते हैं कि 1-2 विकेट जितना जल्दी आ जाए, सामने वाली टीम बैकफुट पे हो जाए तो हमारा टॉप हैंड रहे, हम लोग गेम को थोड़ा ड्राइव कर सकते हैं, चला सकते हैं। तो वही प्लान था कि फर्स्ट 6 ओवर में 1-2 विकेट अगर आ जाता है तो बहुत अच्छा है।
जगजोत ने जहाँ पर अपना शतक बनाया तो लग रहा था 50 इसका विकेट लेना है, जगजोत का विकेट लेना है, आप ले नहीं पाए, लेकिन डेथ में आपने और 2 विकेट्स ले लिया।
हाँ, बेसिकली मैं उसको उतना बॉल नहीं डाल पाया, 3 से 4 ही बॉल डाला, बट बाकी लोगों ने बहुत अच्छा बॉलिंग किया और बस अच्छा बैटिंग किया जगजोत।
अच्छा बैटिंग किया है, अब उसी अच्छी शुरुआत के साथ बल्लेबाजी पर भी उतरेगी। तो यहाँ पर हम लेते हैं बहुत छोटा सा ब्रेक, लेकिन ये जोश और जुनून वापस लौटते हैं, रुकते एक छोटे से ब्रेक करें। विल बी राइट बैक।
थैंक यू।
What a strong start it was. Lalit Yadav leading the way. First a couple of overs and then got himself on a hat trick with this. Comes back in his 4th over and gets 2 valuable wickets again, back to back. Just 11 runs conceded by Lalit Yadav in his first of 4 overs. As a result, when Pagariya strikers come out, of course after thanking Lalit Yadav, they'll have a target of 123 to chase down in the required or the allotted 20 overs.
अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग देखिएगा जरूर, लागू दी ठसका।
Aiva presents Magnifique.
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering nation's growth. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
Super cool, super tough, super ride, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है,
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Presenting Magnifique by Aiva. Magnifique, high performance TVs by Aiva Japan. Now in India. अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच दे रहे हैं। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Magnificent picture, magnificent sound, magnificent experience. Magnifique. High performance TVs by Aiwa Japan. Now in India.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com. Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style.
It's been the Strikers up against the Titans, and Titans have had first use of the surface with blade in hand. They've only yielded 122 for 8. Wonderful from the Strikers. They were superb with the ball. They set the tone right from the outset, so they'll need 123 to win from their 20. Monty Panesar's alongside me. It was all about the bowlers, especially in the power play.
Yeah, very much so. I thought Lalit was really good the way he bowled on a pitch. That was kind of a placid pitch, but the length was brilliant. That back of a length to the right and the left-handers. He got his length spot on. And then afterwards, anything that was full was being dispatched down the ground, was hitting the bounce straight. And then again, anything full by the spinners, he was able to get there. Hit the ball towards mid-wicket, hit towards, you know, a few catches were dropped as well. But then
in the deep.
Again, this was fine catching. So generally, when we look at it, straight was easy, back of the length was pretty difficult.
Yeah, there was some indifferent fielding, I must say, but there was some powerful blows late doors. Jack Jock played so well for his 56. This was the end of the star man, just losing shape and mistiming to the short cover. And this is another one caught in the deep. Big boundaries here in Nagpur. If you want to take on the boundary riders, you've got to hit it out of the screws. It was 2-2 here for Lalit. He found himself on a hat-trick twice today. Sahil giving up his wicket, run out for a duck. Try and get Dubey back on strike, the powerful left-hander back on strike. Was one found into the fence late on, but it was all about the bowlers. 122 for 8. The Strikers are going to need 123. It's match one, just over 6 and over. On a good surface, on a warm afternoon here in Nagpur at the VCA Stadium. Well, before the game, there was plenty of people milling around. All the captains of the men's and the women's side. 3 women's side, and they'll start playing their matches from the 10th of January. And we'll have 3 games a day from the 10th of January. Something to look forward to. Captain's oath ceremony. This happened before the game. Lots of proud men and women leading their sides. Okay, well, there's something very special happening downstairs. We're going to head down to Sagrika.
Well, what a fabulous fabulous start we've all had in Vidarbha Pro T20 League, the inaugural season. And here we are to felicitate our brand ambassadors of Vidarbha Pro T20 League. To do the honors, I'd like to invite the Honorable Secretary of the Vidarbha Cricket Association, Shri Sanjay Badkas. I'd like to invite the Chairman of the Governing Council, Mr. Prashant Vaidya. And Mr. Rajneesh Chopra, co-founder of Arriva Sports. Let's have a huge round of applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome a true legend of the game who has influenced previous generations and remains a global figure for cricket fans. The pride of Indian women's sport, none other than Jhulan Goswami. Ladies and gentlemen, Jhulan has broken barriers, created records and inspired a generation of girls to dream beyond boundaries. उनकी तेजी से ज़्यादा तेज उनका जज्बा था. We're truly honored to have her as one of the ambassadors of Vidarbha Pro T20 League. Thank you so much, Jhulan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who made India proud across all formats and has filled every Vidarbha's heart with pride, our ambassador for Vidarbha Pro T20, Umesh Yadav. Vidarbha ka sher, one of the most formidable fast bowlers on the global scene, Umesh has shown that sapne sach hote hain. To celebrate Umesh Yadav, a proud native son, thank you so much for being a part of the inaugural season of Vidarbha Pro T20 League. Thank you so much. It's now over to the commentators for the live action.
Thank you very much, Sagarika. That's excellent. Jhulan Goswami and Umesh Yadav. Wonderful to have them alongside us, promoting this league. Great to be here in Nagpur on a warm June afternoon. It's match one. And it's the strikers who have been the dominant force thus far in this game. Monty, what can the bowling side do here with this new rock?
Well, I hope they've been watching Lalit, the way he's been bowling on here. And they look to hit that back of a length really hard and hit the pitch, because there is something in that pitch. It is a bit too paced. It is difficult to maybe early on pull the ball, as we saw earlier, to find catches. But anything full and he looked to swing, I'm just not sure if that's the right option here. But it'll be interesting to see how they look to bowl on this pitch. On a pitch probably being a bit placid, and they've got to start off well. They've got to go everything going their way on a low-scoring match. But again, you know, the key's going to be for the Titans is how they adjust on a pitch like this. They've got the impact player on, Adyat, and they'll be fairly confident. The strikers, they know that that is well below par. But again, early wickets can change the mindset, suddenly change the momentum as well.
Dhruv Shorty, right-hander batter, opening up. And I met this young man in the lift this morning, Mohammed Faiz. I met him in the lift. He's a very confident young man, southpaw left-hander. He was in the lift with three of his teammates, and I asked his three teammates, Monty, is this young lad a good player? They all said, very good. There was no hesitation. Aditya, tall, right arm pace to start us off. Short, put away with aplomb. They're up and running here, the strikers.
Perfect start for the strikers. And that was just stand up and deliver. That was just easy. Short and wide. Had the width on it and put away handsomely for 4. And I remember very often at Northants when you came, A lot of people ask me, what do you think of this Irishman? And I said, watch out, he's a good player as well.
Well, changing the field already. A deep cover point has gone out to the boundary, and third is up inside the ring. Not sure I backed that ploy. First ball was short, it was wide, it was a loosener. Strikers who started so well with the ball in hand here in match one. Started nicely with the bat too. They've got a fine coaching setup, the Strikers. Head coach Amit Bagnis is the former Railways and Mumbai cricketer. Bowling coach will be very happy. Santosh Saxena with his bowling charges in that first innings, and their mentors Wasim Jaffa. Tugged away leg side, not quite out of the middle, but it'll have enough to trickle over the boundary cushion. Yeah, off the toe. Good enough though.
Yes, it's brilliant batting. Anything full, they look to pounce on it. And yeah, the mentor Wasim Jaffa, he won't be happy with that. He would be happy, obviously, knowing the mentor he is for the team. And they're the sort of lengths. Anything full, you just want to go after it. And he got enough bat on that. And this is good strikes.
Yeah, Wasim Jaffa, leading run scorer of all time in the Ranji Trophy. Over 12,000 runs for Wasim. Well, this has been an awkward start, shall we say. Aditya pumped through the offside and over the leg side, and then pulls up in his run up there. So nerves for the young quick.
It makes a huge difference when you got the caliber of Wasim Jaffa in there. He would exactly tell him how to bat on these sort of pitches. I remember playing a test match with him in 2006 where he got 100 in the first innings.
Second innings, I think he got 100, was it? I think he got 81 in the first innings, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he batted very well against me. Let's be honest, with that long blade bat and a beautiful stance, I found it very difficult to bowl to him.
He wasn't worried about your straight breaks, was he? Impact player. Little hit is in, and Chowdhury is out.
On that day in 2006, Wasim Jaffa was the impact player. He was brilliant, and you can see why he's had a successful career as a Ranji Trophy and for India.
Down the ground, no timing, mid-off, going back and takes it safely. They've got one early. It's a huge blow. They needed early wickets. They've got the first.
Yeah, it's a big wicket. Just when he was just finding his feet on this pitch. They got the wicket just at the right time, used his feet. Length was probably wasn't there, but was there any need to take that risk when he hit a couple of boundaries? That's a straightforward catch by Shubham Dubey. And again, just at the right time, they picked up a wicket. They need wickets early doors. And Shore goes for 8. Strikers 8 for 1.
अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो टी20 लीग देखिएगा जरूर। लागू दी ठसका।
Magnificent picture, magnificent sound, magnificent experience, Magnifique, high-performance TVs by Aiwa Japan, now in India.
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering nation's growth. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
Well, decent crowd in. Warm afternoon. Ahuja is the new man. Left hand. Comes in right from the outset. They've lost someone early here. The Strikers. A couple of boundaries, and then Dhruv Shore got a little bit carried away with some early form. Perished. Good catch, Dubey, backtracking. Success in the first over. 8 for 1.
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
Presenting Magnifique by Iva. Magnifique, high performance TVs by Iva Japan. Now in India.
8 for 1 in the chase, chasing 1, 2, 3 for victory. Match 1.
Running down. One for you.
Dhruv Shuri, who looked pretty good. Picked up a couple of boundaries in that first over and then trying to be ultra aggressive. Don't mind it a great deal, to be honest. Chasing a low total on a good surface. Make the most of the power play, get that damage done early. Jagjot, who had a good innings with the bat, played well for his 56. He's going to bowl a little bit of spin here with the new rock. Thoughts on this, Monty? Spin with the new ball?
Well, listen, I think it's a good option because it's a low total that the strikers have to chase, and you've got to look to take wickets, and Jagjot has got to do the right thing here. Bowl it with a bit of air, bowl that sort of run trophy length, because then you've got the intent to take wickets. You may go for a boundary, but you also got a chance to get a wicket.
Plenty of protection inside the ring of the offside. 2 sweepers at long on, and well, we'll call it a deep mid-wicket, just about a deep mid-wicket. So if he wants to go up and over the offside here, and he looks to go down the offside. Chance, no dive. No dive at mid-off. It hung in the air for what seemed like an eternity. And when you've got a low total, you've got to grasp every single half chance.
Look, the key here was the flight, was bowling it slightly full up, and he caused the option to get a wicket. And that's what I love about Jagjot. He wants to take wickets, make a difference, like he did with the batting. And if we look here, he did him in the air, and he could have just got there, just out of reach. But the flight is the key. You've got to give it air to get a wicket.
Yeah, just out of reach.
One.
Tidy start from Jagjot. Just the 3 off the over. 2 done, 11 for 1.
Super cool, super tough, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at Superstar.
Iva presents Magnifique, the new standard in TV viewing experience. Magnificent picture.
Vidarbha Pro T20 League Match 1. The Titans up against the Strikers. Great to be here with you for this tournament. A lot of excited faces around the hotel. The last 24 hours or so, all players and all teams itching to get going. Strikers are chasing 1, 2, 3, which might seem like a low total. In fact, it is a low total, but first game of the tournament, some nerves kicking about. There's a little bit in it for the seam bowlers especially. We might have a good chase on our hands here. Slip in play. Deep square leg. One of the boundary operators. Mohammad Faiz, the left-hander, on strike. Now then, direct hit. We saw this in the first innings A wonderful backflip from the right hand. Well, 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 have we got something here? Third umpire, K.R. Kelker upstairs, will have a close inspection of this.
Review for run out at the wicket keeper.
Well, this is brilliant. This is brilliant intent, the presence of mind to even create a run out has been good. And it's made a huge difference when they got that first wicket. If we look at this, look at the dive. Jonty Rose will be delighted with that.
Keep rolling.
And I think the batsman is safe.
Yeah, batter has made his ground good.
This type of fielding is going to get the fielding team.
I have a decision for the big screen.
Give them the spark, the excitement to make a difference, to see if they can win the game.
Satyam was the fielder. Satyam Boya, it was a wonderful bit of work, I must say. Really impressive. Close but no cigar, as they say. Aditya lives to fight another day. Good energy, really good energy in the field. Defending a low total, you know, every ball, your life depends on it. Check drive. Beautiful warm afternoon, Monty. Lovely conditions for T20 cricket.
Very much so. And it's also sparked them up. That was a brilliant, just to create. Have a look at that one-handed pickup, direct hit. It's not easy to do that. And since that catch from Shubhay Dubey, I can just hear they're so much more vocal. They want to make a difference. Every ball they're seeing as an event. They're communicating, they're making sure the field setting is absolutely spot on. What a difference that wicket has made to the Titans.
You came in the early hours this morning, Monty, from the UK via Qatar, but this morning around breakfast and before we left for the ground, there was a great atmosphere. All the teams are staying in the hotel, all the commentators there. There's a real buzz of excitement between all the players to showcase their skills and show the world what they can do.
It is indeed. There's a lot of excitement. A lot of people have been involved in this league, and it's just great to see that it gives an opportunity to showcase the youngsters, their talent on a big occasion in the first season here. And that's a fine shot. Anything full on this pitch is easy pickings, but the batsmen have got to be equal to the task to put the bad ball away, and he certainly, dare I say, timed it with perfection. Beautiful swing of the bat, and there's a fine boundary.
Plenty of bottom hand. A lot of bottom hand in that stroke. If you see how Aditya opens his body up, he opens up that left shoulder and brings that right hand into the stroke. Not a conventional straight drive, you would say, which to me thinks he favours that leg side, looking to maybe go over a mid-wicket and mid-on later in the piece. Well, never a single, never a single. And again, another direct hit. He's been busy today. Our third umpire, I tell you what. He'll need a rest this evening in a dark room. He's been doing lots of work.
Review for run out at the wicket keeper.
Yeah, the third umpire's been definitely tested at the moment from the Titans. And Kier Tucker, Kalkar has been. I think this time he may have to give the decision, which is out. They've created what an opportunity.
I have a decision for the big screen.
The Titans have created out of nowhere. Because they've been on it every ball, they have certainly, that looked out as they come. And that is brilliant piece of fielding here. To have the presence of mind to create a wicket, it's been brilliant from the Titan fielders.
Guess who the fielder was? Satyam again. That is lackadaisical from the batter. never a one, but then you've got to make your ground. You've got to do everything you can. No dive. Brilliant throw. Satyam, you little ripper. It's game on here in Nagpur. Aditya's got to go for 4. The strikers are 16 for 2.
Iva presents Magnifique, the new standard in TV viewing experience.
Hard to beat, left-hand batting wicketkeeper. That's what it's all about. Best job in the business. Shivam Deshmukh, who was good behind the pegs earlier on, was lively, and now has a chance to spend some time in the middle. Well, we are here for this wonderful tournament to see the young talent on show on the field, but also to bring new crowds to cricket in the region. Oh, inside edge, it was a big hack towards the leg side, but he gets lucky. Shivam gets his innings up and running with a streaky boundary. 3 overs bowled, 20 for 2.
Super cool, super tough, super ride, super tried, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com. Super cool, super tough, super ride, super tried, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure.
103 further to win. Jagjot to continue with his finger spin. Shivam Deshmukh was lucky. First ball he faced had a big hoik leg side. Easily got onto his pegs, but fortune favouring the wicketkeeper batter today. Sliced away. I think we've got a good game on our hands here, Monty Pana, so I think this isn't going to be plain sailing. That man on your right-hand screen was exceptional. Lalit Yadav. 5 for 11 he picked up earlier on. He was on a hat-trick twice. With his right arm pace. Really did set the tone with the new rock. Came back at the end for a 4th over. Picked up a couple of scalps.
He did indeed, and he was brilliant. He was the reason why the Titans have got a low chase to score. But I think equal, the last wicket here, there was no need to run, but then they created something out of nowhere, and it was brilliant piece of fielding. And that's what's going to be the difference for the strikers if they're going to win this game.
Yeah, it was Satyam in the field. And earlier in the over, he nearly effected a wonderful run out with the back of the hand flip. So he has been up and about for the Titans. Jagjot with ball in hand had a good innings earlier on for a half-century. That's getting down leg side. I'm sure that's just sliding down leg side. Batter raising the bat to the umpire as well, suggesting that he hit it. He shouldn't do that. As a batter, you should not raise your bat to the umpire.
Well, Jagjot scored a 50 earlier. Can he turn it around with the ball as well and make a difference?
Leg side again, going down leg side again. Oh, given! Wow, wow, wow! As a former left-hander, I think that's missing leg stump. Umpire did not agree with me. The finger went up. Huge moment. No review. They've lost their third, and it's a big one.
Yeah, just when we were talking about his batting, can he make a difference with the ball? He certainly has done. He's taken Shivam out, the left-hander, who obviously is very disappointed with his shot, but again, it has been Jagjot in the action, gone slightly wide of the crease. The length was a little bit key, missed it completely. You've got to ask yourself the question, last ball of the over, was that the right decision? But Jagjot makes a difference. He takes the wicket of Shivam, he goes for 4, strikers 21 for 3.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच दे रहे हैं।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग।
लागू दे ठसका।
Yash Kadam is the new man, left-hand bat, 21 for 3. They're in trouble here, the strikers. Well, 20 minutes ago or so, they were happy as Larry. Facing a relatively straightforward chase, not so. Outside edge, no slip, past the keeper. Well, I'm going to give the batter a little bit of credit there. It looked like, to me, he was guiding the ball down. Third is inside the ring, so good batsmanship.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is good batting, knowing that the slip isn't there. Using the skill, playing it late with the blade. And this is really good batting. And you've got to ask yourself the question, when you've got the team at 21 for 3, you should have a first slip in there.
Change of angle now for Dushan Tekan. He's going to bowl around the wicket after that first delivery. Oh, beautiful. A lovely, lovely, clean swing of the blade. It was hit on the up. Everything was pleasing on the eye.
Yeah, it's beautiful batting. Look at the swing of the blade. Went straight through the line of the ball. And the moment it hit his bat, he knew it's 4 runs.
That's good when you see, even in T20 cricket, Monty, just a beautiful cover drive. The body weight was into the ball. The wrists were broken so he could accelerate through upon timing. Deep in his crease that time, should pick up a single. Well, the last wicket to fall. Shivam. Now have a look at this. I think this is going down leg side, but I am a former batter. I've got a spinner beside me. Monty, your thoughts?
It's quite a good debate there, isn't it? Spinner versus a left-hand keeper batsman. I'll probably say I was hitting leg stump. You're probably saying it's going down. But what you got to question is the last ball of the delivery. Why would you want to play a reverse sweep shot?
I think we could debate that dismissal long into the Nagpur night, me and you, Monty, because I just don't think that was hitting leg stump, and you do. So let's leave it there.
Indeed. I'm always going to favour the spinners. And I'm sure you're going to go for the young left-hand batters. But I suppose when you have a low-scoring game where the strikers have to chase, you can't get too complacent.
Well, let's have a look at this last dismissal. Jagjot bowling off spin from quite wide of the crease. Not a turner of the ball. Look at the angle. Look at the balls delivered. Where's it hitting? Oh, thank you, Monty Panesar. Chicken biryani on you tonight in the hotel restaurant, sir.
I'll get you the garlic naan bread as well, with the samosas.
Oh, all in. 3-course with Monty. Oh, I tell you what, that sounded good. What a good shot that was. Swatted with disdain. 5 overs bowled, 34 for 3.
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sun Vijay Group, built to last.
So that was a memorable previous over. Some wonderful strokes. And another beautiful stroke through the offside. Plays had 2 boundaries off the first 2 balls in the previous over. And there's the 5-wicket haul. Lalit enjoying this batsmanship, and it's been of the highest quality, these two. Some lovely strokes. This time, didn't try to hit it too hard. Beautifully through extra cover for 4. Another good start to the over. He's so organized, and he just looks like he's got the situation summed up beautifully, and he's showing his class here.
He's batted well. Now he's bowling well as well. Jagjot. 1 for 9. That shouldn't have been a run at all. He was close enough at short mid-wicket region and probably anticipated as a fielder that the batters would be crossing over. Watch this.
Tell you what, you got to respond. Your partner calls you, you got to get going. The confidence in your partner is also important.
And that's punished again. Each time he's dropped the ball short, it has been an easy picking for the batters. Remember, we're still in the power play, so just 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle.
These two showing the class. It's on another level. Short, not the best delivery. Punched through the offside. Top batting here. 2 boundaries off the over.
We had a few boundaries in the last over as well. There were some streaky shots. There were some delightful punches. And there were some hoiks. Everything going in the direction of the Titans. Pagariya strikers pushing the bowlers back as well. 45 for 3.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है,
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
What Nagpur Titans managed to get in the 20 overs, led by Jagjot's half century. 56 of 47 in a partnership with Shubham Dubey as well. 5 wickets for Lalit Yadav. Pagariya strikers looking to overhaul the target, 45 for 3, so they're well comfortably placed and ahead of the opposition. It's the time for the impact sub to come in. Rohit Dattatreya. And more spin.
Well ball, Rohit. Well ball. Good start.
There's the hero from the first innings. Lalit, 5 wickets. What a spell from him. 5 for 11.
Well ball, Rohit. Well ball, beta. Shabash.
24 for 3 were they were at the end of the power play. Just when they looked like coming out to chasing this target, the Pagariya strikers are 47 for 3. So 3 wickets apiece. Fortunately, they're well ahead in terms of the runs. This was the last one as well, the run out. Before and after that was this wicket, the LBW. Yeah, that's a nice way of asking or confusing the umpire. Appeal. Very wide that was. Difficult to reach for the batter. So we've seen Thakre bowl a couple of overs. We've seen spinners coming in. This is the 4th over from a spinner. Half century up in the chase. Is there a pattern to this bowling coming in from the Titans? Is there a pattern that we would see as well in the afternoon matches? 51 for 3.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच दे रहे हैं।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग।
लागू दे ठसका।
So, as the bowlers utilised so far, wicket apiece for Jagjot and Takare Jagjot to follow his good first innings score, 56 or 47. He's having a good day out. With the rest of his teams, you're going to have to step up here. Satyam, earlier on, had a bit of a hit, batting at 3, so he understands what this wicket needs and is required.
That's punished nicely. Good enough for it to sail over the cow corner for a maximum.
That sort of length is not required. Slow, drag down. Players has really looked in sparkling form. 4 4s, 1 6. He's getting ahead of this game in a big way. You see the team's fired up.
Okay, well ball, good comeback, beta, good
That
comeback.
length is so good, the pace is so good. You cannot get down, it's too quick. You can't go back and cut it either, so that is really an ideal area for him to focus on from here.
Shot again, punished again, same result. Doesn't matter 3 wickets are down or not. The attack continues.
The strikers are striking him big. Faze now moving on, short. He didn't hit it leg side, he hit it dead straight. Absolute beauty. High bowled all the way up into that side screen area, and players in the dugout, they're going crazy. They're loving his work here.
He's bowling quick, he's bowling flat, and he's bowling length as well. And to add to that, there's a ricochet of the stumps that he's conceded an extra single.
And feel the frustration from the fielding side. They're trying things, they're bringing the bowling changes. And the throw now comes and hits a stump overthrow, so the frustration is there for them. Haven't quite got a score they required, and quite shy of a competitive total here. And the strikers need one good partnership here to put this game to bed. And these two are looking excellent at the moment.
He's asked for 2. He'll get 4. This is an expensive over for the Titans.
And he's urged short on every occasion. And he's looking to the sky for some assistance, but he's got to pitch it up. He's been pulled off the back foot. 3 boundaries, 3 pull strokes. And a straight pull we saw earlier on, so this is a huge over, 18 off it.
Down leg side. 69 for 3.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है,
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो टी20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
Fair amount of batting to follow, fair amount of power hitting in the dugout for the strikers. Fortunate for Rohit, it went straight to the backward point fielder.
Previous over, Faiz climbed all over it, pulled straight hit. And the last one flat, wide of mid-wicket, and another boundary.
It should be, seemed like it should be a boundary, but the fielder was a lot straighter. Oh, we saw from here.
Luck from this batting pace. When they hit the ball, they're running really well between the stumps. Aggressive running, putting the field under pressure. Everything they're doing right now seems very clinical. They're doing a great job of chasing this down so far.
That's different. Very different. Rohit finding a pot of gold on that pitch, which is not allowing that ball to come nicely onto the bat.
I don't know what he wants to call that delivery. Mystery ball, that one.
Very well bowled, beta. Very well bowled.
Previous ball almost rolled. Like a googly, but tell you what, that stayed down. That's the only ball we've really seen today stay down to that extent.
Again, just when they were feeling that 4 deliveries have gone around, it's coming out to be a decent over. Rohit drops one short.
Just being clinical, they're picking them off here at the moment. They've been given 2 to 3 poor deliveries every over, and they're taking full toll here. Partnership 54 of 30 balls.
Both these batters have been very fluent. Yash being the quieter one, 12 of 10. Mohammad Faiz being the aggressor, 46 of 29. Seems in a bit of a discomfort right now, Yash. Possibly a bit of a cramp. Captain has been out there, and yes, he's actually struggling. So the little pause in the play will allow the umpire to have a tap on his wristwatch to begin the strategic timeout.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच दे रहे हैं।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग
लागू।
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
Iva presents
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering nation's growth. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है,
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
presenting Magnifique by Iva. Magnifique, high performance TVs by Iva Japan. Now in India.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं।
Pagariya strikers in pursuit of 123. A little bit of a stoppage in play before we went into strategic timeout was because of a little injury, that cramp that the captain Yash Kadam picked up. He was stretching, he was moving around trying to find the little comfortable space. But then the physio had to be called in. Looks better now, he's called for a couple of runs. 77 for 3.
ठीक है ठीक है कहाँ भाग रहा है
46 of 66 required for Pagariya strikers in the very first match of the Vidarbha Pro T20 League. dismissed. There was a struggle going on, but it's impacted the one at the other end. Mohammad Faiz, who was playing so very well, has picked on the man at the deep mid-wicket region.
Goodness me, that was an absolute long hop. Sahil, half tracker. Let's see if he did the first job well. Foot, yes, it's behind the line. It was a terrible, look where they pitched. Didn't really get up too much either, but the fielder was steady, well positioned, and a good set of hands, and he celebrates. Very fortunate to get a wicket with that type of delivery, but they'll take them wherever they can get him at the moment. The strikers, they've lost their big player phase. He's gone for 46 off 30. Strikers 77 for 4.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है,
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो टी20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Pushpak Gujar is the new batter in. Strikers are scoring those runs. They're losing wickets as well, but as long as they're getting closer to the target, they won't be complaining. Titans will be hoping they make more mistakes. They nearly did once. The striker was calling out to the non-striker for this. If they would have seen Mohammad Faiz.
As he hit it, he knew he was under pressure. Backpedaling, big wicket. The partnership was flying. The relieved supporters crew. It's far better bowling there. He's had a loosener, picked up a wicket, and now he's settled into his work. The bench was looking pretty confident. They are very, very close to putting this game away. 46 only needed of 63 balls.
Suddenly a lot better over. We've had a wicket delivery and 3 dot balls. And the fielders are sensing an opportunity here.
On a flat wicket, you'd really put away those type of deliveries, but here the shorter delivery seems to be staying down and proving quite tough to time. As we saw with that dismissal, exactly the same type of delivery. Unable to get underneath it.
Super, Satyam.
79 for 4.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है,
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो टी20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका। अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो टी20 लीग, देखिएगा जरूर, लागू दे ठसका।
$79 for 4. The game is in the balance, and after that wicket of Mohammad Faiz, he was doing so well. And it's interesting, isn't it? Sahil, who picked up the wicket with the first ball of his delivery earlier on, sacrificed his wicket for Shubham Dubey. Showed he was a good team man. Sometimes the luck goes your way as well.
Yeah, that was a huge wicket. They were desperate for a breakthrough. Mohammad Faiz was playing so well, so accomplished. He looked really at home at the crease, and
would have been hoping to get a side over the line. He's just left the door ajar ever so slightly. Push back, and Yash now have to rebuild. Plenty of time though. Run rate's not an issue. 43 from 58, that's a walk in the park. Mid-off inside the ring here, which is an interesting ploy from the captain. So just dangling the carrot to the right-hander push back. Well, he takes him on. Oh, I'll tell you what, he was sluggish at mid-off. Excellent from the captain, keeping mid-off inside the ring. Asking the question, the batter answering in the affirmative. Yes, I want to take it on, but then I think there was a chance. You must attack that ball.
Yeah, he's a very intelligent bowler, Job. He looks to entice wickets. He reads the game really well. He understands the angles, going round the wicket, making sure that mid-on is up. He's been impressive with a bat, and he's batted, obviously, on this pitch the longest for the Titans. He probably sensed and knows the lengths, the lines to bowl, and he could be the difference if Titans going to win today.
Just a little bit nervous on the bench there, the strikers, players and coaching staff. There's no need to be. 40 runs, 55 balls. Keep your composure. This game, you'll win this game with 10, 12 balls to spare. Don't give wickets to the opposition. Close this game out. Pull away. Has he got the gap? Yes, he has. A trademark of any good batter. Finding the gap when you get the opportunity. Boundary to finish. 87 for 4.
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at Super.
I've inside the circle, so Titans captain attacking as he must do, Akshay Wadkar. Flog leg side, should pick up a single. Well, I mentioned in the previous over the art of batsmanship. Have a look at this. Tell you what, Monty, the eyes and the head were so still, picking the gap. Seen a number of players today get a short ball and hit it down the throat of the man in the deep. Not that time.
Yeah, that was the key, really. Picked the length up quickly because of the positioning of the head. And often we talk about when you're under pressure, make sure the head isn't moving. Your basics are really good.
On the reverse, hitting him outside the line of off stump. Stifled appeal. Interesting option with two men behind point inside the ring, the reverse sweep. So he'll have to nail it and get it up and over those two inside the circle. Oh my word. Splice of the bat looping. Be one of those days for the Titans. Got themselves a strife early when the bat hasn't quite gone their way here in game one.
Yeah, they all kind of started with Lalit, really, when he got those key wickets, and the innings always was playing catch up. But Sahil, he's been unpredictable, and that's a good end to the over, 90 for 4.
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering nation's growth. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation. From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो टी20 लीग देखिएगा जरूर, लागू दी ठसका।
Turn. It's the last ball of the previous over. Sahil, it's the first ball that's really turned all day. Drove the ball into the surface, rolled it with a bit of fizz and a bit of venom. Rohit. First third over here, the leg spinner. Keep an eye on this, Monty. Keep an eye on this googly at the back of the hand. He's got a nice googly. Try and turn one through the gate of pushback, attacking the stumps. 5 from 11 here, pushback, under a bit of pressure. Now, straight up in the air. 3 fielders converging. Oh, that's a super catch. That is a wonderful grab. Probably the toughest catch in the game. Backtracking. 2 of his teammates converging. Would have been his eye line. He kept his composure. It's a big moment.
Big moment indeed. And listen, it was big because the reason it went above the eye line. And it induced a chance. He went, and the batsman pushback went for it, looking for the big boundary option, and they got the wicket. So the Titans are back in the game here now. This is good bowling, intelligent cricket. Pushback goes for 5, strikers 90 for 5.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है।
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो टी20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Ashit, the new man in. Ashit Singh.
Satyam.
Oh, just gets past Satyam at mid-wicket. He is everywhere, that fielder. He's electric in the field. And this is the end of Pushback, who was feeling the kosh. It was 5 from 11. He took on the leg spinner, but that's a really good catch. Satyam has been outstanding in the field. Big turn, Delic side, thick inside edge, but something's happening here, Monty.
It is indeed, and I think if you're going to give it a throw it up above the eye line, where it will give himself a chance to get a wicket. We've got to ask yourself the question, did Pushback really needed to play that shot? And just deliveries like that, great fielding.
Tell you one thing I will say about both teams today, Monty, there's been a lot of direct hit attempts. There's been a number of run-outs, and there's been a number of direct hits affected that haven't been run-outs, but the fielding has generally been mightily effective. 91 for 5 here, the strikers. Same stage, Titans were 67 for 4. Comfortable single to finish, but that was a really good over from the leg spinner, Rohit. 92 for 5.
Presenting Magnifique by Ivor. Magnifique, high performance TVs by Ivor Japan, now in India.
अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो टी20 लीग देखिएगा जरूर, लागू दी ठसका।
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering nation's growth. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
छोटा फेंकेगा तो उधर मारेगा, छोटा फेंकना मत, आगे से मारने दे।
Strikers 92 for 5. They need just to tick along at 4.43 and over to get over the line here. Sahil to continue. I mentioned the wickets to fall a little bit greedy early on. Drove short out, had a couple of boundaries and then wanted another. This is a great bit of fielding.
Yeah, keep rolling.
It's not great running, but Satyam was like a young Jonty Rhodes in the field. Well, that was a judge to LBW, I'm not quite so sure, but as I was told as a young man from a mother and father, whatever the umpire says goes. Meaty blow, long, high, and into the fire engine.
That's a big 6. Probably the biggest one of the lot. And I suppose Sahil's doing the right thing here. He's getting the ball above the eye line, above the wall. And the strikers are equal to the task.
Yeah, the batsman, Ashit, he thinks he's doing the right thing as well. He says, Sahil, yeah, keep tossing it up. Fireman Sam out there in the deep. Oh, lovely. Delicate. 100 up. 6 followed by a single. It's a good matchup. Left arm finger spin against left-handed batter. Well, this was the 4th one to go. Finding the man in the deep. Just didn't quite get the placement. And then push back. And a good catch from Satyam. Backtracking.
That's good bowling here. Just not really completing the fingers. And you've got to have that variation, the subtlety. Some balls you use the fingers, the other times you just let them go with the arm. And this is good. This is good. You know, when you only need 22 runs, just make sure you just keep rotating the strike. And they've already got 9 runs off the over. And this is the last ball coming up, a big ball coming up. And what will Sahil do? Will he throw it up again, above the eye line, entice Ashit to go for the big boundary option?
Chipped in the air, soft. Just when you think you've got yourselves ahead of the game, strikers, you gift a wicket to the opposition, soft as you like.
Well, this was good bowling. He wanted a wicket, and he equally delivered the ball for that. Cramped him up from room, and that was a great catch. The fielding has been brilliant today by the Titans, and Ashit Singh goes for 8. Strikers 101 for 6.
We're going to have a strategic timeout, and both captains and coaches want to have a word with their side.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच दे रहे हैं। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग। लागू दे ठसका।
Magnificent picture, magnificent sound, magnificent experience, Magnifique. High performance TVs by Aiwa Japan, now in India.
अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
हमारे यहाँ जोश और टैलेंट दोनों जबरदस्त है
और इसी टैलेंट को तो मंच दे रहे हैं हम। विदर्भ प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Super cool, super tough, super ride, super tried, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
Okay. Coaches and captains were busy during the strategic timeout. Plans may have been implemented. Still got a game on here, you know. Not done and dusted yet. Strikers have lost 6 in the chase. Chasing 123 for victory, but still a bit of work to be done. Vishesh Tiwari, the impact player, is new to the crease, so big task ahead of the left-hander. Yash has been out there for half an hour or so and is looking accomplished.
Yeah, can Satyam join the party and get a wicket as well? Because then the game will be very much in favour of the Titans.
What more can they do here? What more can the bowling side do here, Monty?
Well, you've got to look to think, how can we get a wicket here? And the best way to get a wicket is actually bowl it slower, bowl it high up, bowl it full up, and try and put pressure on the impact player to hit the ball down the ground, put pace on the ball.
Extraordinary bowling, beta. Extraordinary
And this
bowling.
is good bowling. Again, you can see the flight on it. And if I was Satyam, I'll try and bowl it a bit more fuller, get the batsman on the front foot. Get Viyesh trying to hit down the ground, coming down the wicket, but bowling it higher and full up.
Won't be a wide on the reverse sweep. Pressure here, 2 dots. Anything that you could do at the field, just 4 in at the moment.
Yeah, maybe try and bring long on up to mid on. But they keep it to the same field at the moment. And also trying to be unpredictable. Putting pressure on Satnam at the moment. He hasn't scored any runs from 3 deliveries.
A little bit of turn. We're just starting to see the ball turn. A couple of overs ago, Sahil, the left arm finger spinner, got one to hold in the surface. And that ball there definitely just gripped a little bit from Satyam.
Yeah, both teams are putting equal amount of effort there. Look at the dive. It means so much to them. This game is on a knife edge at the moment.
Extraordinary.
Well, that's a good over from Satyam. Just 2 off it. 2 singles. 15 done, 103 for 6.
Super cool, super tough, super ride, super tried, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
From steel that builds to aluminium that performs, we deliver strength you can trust. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
Of it, they haven't finished it yet. Trying any change that can provide them another wicket, break this partnership, give them a little bit more of a panic situation, the strikers in this chase. Chance was there. It was a firm strike down the ground, and the result is a boundary.
I'll tell you what, he generated some real power from the stroke, low on the bat, flick of the wrists, and a vitally important boundary when there was some real pressure starting to build on this pair. Under real pressure, there were 2 of 7 balls, and then the boundary comes. Just can breathe a little bit easier.
Short is punished again, and it sails over. This is aggressive batting.
Got some momentum up. Last few overs haven't been their best. They've got into a bit of a hole, lost a few wickets. But now, Jitesh has just given them some impetus. Short delivery, got too full, previous ball got smashed back straight, and now Short punished again.
Pitched up. Just the time that he's decided to drop the delivery short, he has been punished, Rohit. Each time it's been tossed up, irrespective the line. It's been fruitful. Very well played. Perfect gap. This is a sort of an innings that you would have thought and hoped that one of the Titans batters would have played, but here it's a masterclass from Jitesh.
Great shot. 2 4s and a 6 in this over already. Jitesh just slipping the non-strikers in. So wonderful over, 15 off it, 16 gone, and 118 for 6.
अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग देखिएगा जरूर। लागू दी ठसका।
5 required, more of 24 deliveries.
round, changing bowling. 1 minute, sir.
For the Pagariya strikers to have a win against their name.
साहिल कुछ भी हो जाए डंडे मत छोड़ना साहिल. Well bowled, beta. Well bowled.
Looking back at this game, and I think who's had the biggest influence. 5 for 11.
डंडे मत छोड़ना
from
साहिल.
Lalit.
Cup. Super.
Plays, really good score from him as well. Where do you think, who gets the biggest plaudits here? I think that 5 for 11 for me would be taking in the prize.
Undoubtedly, and should be there. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Setting up a game up, Lalit Yadav was there right on top in those first couple of overs that he bowled. The second over, especially the maiden one where he picked up wickets. And then to come back and polish off the tail. 5 for 11 in the 4 overs. Undoubtedly, this man under the hat should be the one who should be walking up to collecting an award.
He was probably hoping he didn't have to get the pads on as well in the chase and just take it easy and get the toes up, rest up a little bit, but there's still a chance he might have to have a bat here.
Which also goes to show that if they have to use an impact sub, he's not on the line. He is the one who can go out there and smash a few deliveries as well. So he is of immense importance and value to that lineup with the ball, with the bat. And as the tournament progresses, there'll be more champions like Lalit Yadav who will come out showcasing their skills.
Some lovely smiles coming from the dugouts. And the strikers 1 run away now.
There are different ways of getting another run. Pagariya strikers won't be complaining because that allows them to get the winning run and the first win in front of their name. Even though Akshay Vadkar has removed the stumps because he feels that the batters had not crossed over, they were just walking across and having a chat in the middle of the pitch, but umpire says no. They did cross over, so the first win in front of the Pagariya strikers in the inaugural Vidarbha Pro T20 League is here this evening.
That's how you want to start a competition. And the fan club enjoying their first display. Decided to have a bowl first, and the thing is, it didn't go for 4. That's the problem. I think the batting pair thought it went for 4, but it hasn't. They've run a single. They've run him out basically
we have
after 2.
umpires that review for run out at the
So the
wicket
game
keeper
is
side.
still
Can
over.
we start with the
Interesting
side on angle,
times.
please?
So the umpire just wanting to have a confirmation whether the two batters did cross over and completed the single or not.
Yeah, copy that. Standing by. Yeah, can I have the side on angle at the wicket keeper's end, please?
Yeah, that replay just confirmed that the ball has not gone to the boundary. It was collected or stopped by the fielder, so it's not a 4. They had to just cross over for a single. Have the batters done that or not? Runner ball 28.
Yeah, standing by
Yash.
for the side on angle. Standing by. Copy that. Standing by. Thank you.
We should see now if they completed the single. The non-striker didn't complete the run. He didn't complete the full run. So he never got that single, and that is out.
Yeah, the batter has not completed his run. He was short of his ground and the wickets are broken. Satisfied. I have a decision for the big screen.
Great game awareness by the Titans captain Akshay Vadkar. He was aware that the non-striker who ran down the ground, down the pitch to completing that single had not completed it. And guess what? It's his opposite number. Yash Kadam, just to run a ball. He did not complete that single. and the bails were dislodged by Akshay Vadkar. As a result, he's run out, and the players will stay on the ground. See what happens. Number 33 punches, greets his non-striker. Non-striker Rashid gets down the other end. He crosses the return crease. But at the other end, his captain has not had the touchdown. So we reset. We start all over again. Another over for another run to be scored.
Someone's learnt a very important lesson today. That is for sure, a nasty one, because everyone wants to be celebrating right now, but the game's not done. Can it be one more delivery? Let's see how it goes. That's it. They run through and they complete the single. And that is the winning moment. The strikers victorious and the smiles are back after a bit of confusion with that previous delivery. They're victorious by 3 wickets and a job well done in the end. A hard-fought win against the Titans.
A bit of a drama there as well. Not called for. And spare a thought for the umpire. He was very, very convinced that the game was done. He said, no, you can't appeal, it's already done. And Akshay Vadkar assisted with this appeal. But now they will have a thought of how they batted and how better can they bat in the next game. For the Pagariya Tigers, everything from ball number 1 till 17.1 overs in the chase, everything went their way. There were a few patches of resistance that come out from the Titans in their bowling lineup. A wicket to Thakre, Jagjot with a half century and a wicket, sharing that new ball. Options rotated around nicely, the bowling options by Akshay Vadkar. But in the end, it was just too much for the bowlers to hang on to. A dab down to the 3rd boundary, a single well completed by the Pagariya Tigers. Strikers, batters, and finally, the compliments exchanged with each other. Now the Pagariya strikers can smile comfortably. But there are so many more matches that will be played, and competitive ones too.
It was 122. You'd think you might be at least 30 shy, but have made a game of it. And 7 down in the chase. It wasn't plain sailing by any meaning at all. The strikers in the end winning by 3 runs, 3 wickets I should say, but a win is on the board and off to a winning start for their team. So the Titans unfortunately back to the drawing board, but in the end Vishesh coming in as the impact player played an important role in finishing the game. Yash was good, as well as Faiz, who looked in blistering form at the top of the order, 46 of 30.
Just the lone extra. A disciplined bowling performance by the Titans. There were wickets that were taken early on, but the target on the board that the bowlers had to come out and contain was not that high enough for them to make a greater impact. 7 wickets, they'll feel mighty pleased with their bowling effort in that respect, apart from the half century that Jagjot had scored for them earlier. There have been a few positives, and as the tournament progresses, pretty certain that they'll make those amends as well. Just a confirmation, 122 by Nagpur Titans at the end of 20 overs, and Pagariya strikers, after having won the toss, went down to chasing down the target and winning the game by 3 wickets. Let's hear it from the losing captain.
नागपुर टाइटंस के कप्तान अक्षय वाडकर हमारे साथ में है। चलिए उनसे थोड़ी बातचीत करते हैं आज के मैच के बारे में। अक्षय, क्या लगता है आपको, कहाँ वो कमी रह गई होगी आज?
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि स्टार्ट थोड़ा हमारा गड़बड़ हो गया। अगर आप कोई भी मैच में अगर आपका स्टार्ट गड़बड़ हो जाता है या आप अच्छा स्टार्ट नहीं कर पाते तो वो कोप अप करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है, और वो हम आखिरी तक हम कर नहीं पाए, और कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा लगता है कि वहाँ हम थोड़ा सा पीछे रह गए।
खैर किसी भी लीग में किसी भी नई टीम के लिए स्पेशली थोड़ा टाइम लगता है वो मोमेंटम सेट करने के लिए, तो ज़्यादा डिसअपॉइंट मत होइए आप लोग। पर आज के परफॉर्मेंस के बारे में बताइए, जगजोत सिंह का स्पेशली आज पहले ही मैच में उन्होंने 50 से ज़्यादा रन स्कोर कर लिए।
नहीं, डेफिनेटली वो ऐसा प्लेयर है कि वो कोई भी सिचुएशन में, कोई भी विकेट पे, कोई भी कंडीशंस में वो खेलता है, बैटिंग करता है, बॉलिंग करता है, इवन फील्डिंग में भी वो ऑन टोस रहता है, तो वो हमारे लिए एसेट है। बट उसे सपोर्ट करने के लिए कोई वहाँ चाहिए था जो इस मैच में हो नहीं पाया, होपफुली नेक्स्ट मैच में होगा।
और बताइए कि आगे यहाँ से बढ़ते हुए उसका क्या प्लान होगा?
आगे में जो भी गलतियाँ हुई है वो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि फिर से रिपीट ना हुई जाए, और जितने भी इंटेंसिटी है हमारी, जो भी हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस है, ये मैच से जो भी हम पॉजिटिव लेके जा सकते हैं वो पॉजिटिव लेके जाएंगे।
ऑलराइट, थैंक यू सो मच अक्षय, एंड आगे के लिए आपको ऑल द बेस्ट, आपकी टीम को ऑल द बेस्ट। थ्रोइंग इट बैक टू द कॉम्स।
Thank you so much. Hearing the words of Akshay Bhatkar, you know for sure that 122 was definitely not enough, but those 7 wickets is what they will take back into the dressing room, and having a chat with their bowlers. You did well. It's up to the batters to have a much better and a spirited performance the next time they come out here for game number 2 that they will play. But there's more to come, so stay tuned as the post-match presentation will be coming to you very soon.
अब विदर्भा के सारे क्रिकेटर्स का सपना पूरा करने आ गया है। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग देखिएगा जरूर, लागू दी ठसका।
From steel to aluminium, 35 years of powering nation's growth. Sun Vijay Group, built to last, built for nation.
Super cool, super tough, super vibe, super drive, super style, super steady, super flex, super ready. Super, the next level of athleisure. Shop at superstyle.com.
विदर्भ के हर कोने कोने में टैलेंट ही टैलेंट है,
और इस जोश और जुनून को एक ही चीज की जरूरत है,
और वही एक मौका।
विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Presenting Magnifique by Iva. Magnifique, high performance TVs by Iva Japan. Now in India. अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
टैलेंट तो जबरदस्त है।
विदर्भा में टैलेंट तो हमेशा ही था, पर जरूरत थी एक मंच की। हम वो मंच दे रहे हैं। विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग, लागू दे ठसका।
Magnificent picture, magnificent sound, magnificent experience. Magnifique, high performance TVs by Iva Japan. Now in India. अकोला का राहुल, जिसका बैट कभी रुकता नहीं। अमरावती का आकाश, जो रफ्तार से बेल्स उड़ाता है।
Vidarbha Pro T20 starting today. Pagariya strikers taking on the Nagpur Titans. Nagpur Titans put up 122 for the loss of 8 wickets. And Pagariya strikers in pursuit of that came out very aggressive. Nagpur Titans did manage to get 8 wickets. 7 wickets in their pursuit of having that defense going. But Mohammad Faiz, excellent knock by him. And everyone else contributing in the opportunities that they received.
That was a beauty. Biggest hit of the innings. Couple of soft dismissals, a bit of a wobble from the strikers, but in the end they managed to hold their nerve to finish the game, not after a bit of a mix-up. Right at the very end, they run a bit of a run-out at the end. A little run-out, but that was the winning moment for the strikers. 7 down, winning by 3 wickets and getting their campaign off to a great start.
Just a reminder, Nagpur Titans 122 on the board at the back of a 56 of Jagjot, contributing to that 122. Pagariya strikers 123 for 7, led by Faiz 46 of 30 deliveries. Let's head downstairs pitch side and join Namrata for the post-match presentation.
Welcome to the presentation ceremony of the first match of the Iowa Vidarbha Pro T20 League between Pagariya Strikers versus Nagpur Titans. Iowa Vidarbha Pro T20 League would like to thank our host, the Vidarbha Cricket Association, and all its partners. Title sponsor, Iowa. Official partner, Supa. Official broadcast partner, DD Sports. Official digital streaming partner, Jio Hotstar, Fancode, and Waves. Official beverage partner, Campa. Outdoor partner, Mera Holdings. And now it's time to introduce the presentation party. Mr. Ulhas Pagariya, Managing Director of Swaditi. Mr. Saurav Kumar, Regional Manager of Maharashtra of Iowa. It is now time for the Iowa Electric Striker of the Match Award, and I would like to invite Mr. Saurav Kumar to present the Iowa Luxury Retro Speaker, and this award goes to Mohammad Faiz from Pagariya Strikers. We now pay attention to the Player of the Match Award. I would like to invite Mr. Ulhas Pagariya to present the trophy, and this award goes to none other than Lalit Yadav from Pagariya Strikers.
Thank you.
ललित, आपका एक छोटा सा इंटरव्यू ले लेंगे आज के खुशी के लिए जो आपने इतना उम्दा परफॉर्मेंस किया है. सबसे पहले तो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस उसके लिए जो 5 विकेटें आपने ली है एंड इकोनॉमी रेट 3 के नीचे का, उस बारे में ज़रा बताइए आप.
सबसे पहले तो थैंक यू सभी को. और मोस्ट ऑफ द हम लोग का प्लान ये था कि हम लोग विकेट को पावर प्ले में पहले 6 ओवर में जितना हो सके उतना मतलब एक्यूरेट रहेंगे. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम विकेट के लिए जाएंगे और वैसा आज वर्क हुआ बढ़िया.
ललित, नागपुर के लड़के हैं आप, क्या वो दास था आपके परफॉर्मेंस का आज के यहाँ पे खेल रहे हो आप इतने टाइम से, इतने सालों से, और यहाँ के उस माहौल में वापस आकर शायद उसने आपकी परफॉर्मेंस को और भी 4 चांद लगा दिए.
जी बिल्कुल, अपने होम ग्राउंड में खेलना इससे अच्छा कुछ नहीं होता है. और बेसिकली जो सिचुएशन था उसको जल्दी से अडेप्ट किया. जहाँ स्लो डालना था वहाँ स्लो डाला गया, और जहाँ मतलब अच्छी तरीके से हुआ, एग्जीक्यूट अच्छा हुआ. हाँ जी.
ऑलराइट, थैंक यू सो मच ललित. इसी तरह आप जीतते रहिए. ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट आगे के.
थैंक यू सो मच.
एंड नाउ वी विल इनवाइट द विनिंग कैप्टन यश कदम ऑफ पगारिया स्ट्राइकर्स. यश, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस आज की जीत के लिए. पहला मैच इस लीग के शुरुआत में ही, कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
एक हैप्पी मोमेंट है हमारे लिए. लाइक हमने जो प्लान्स किए, लाइक हमने जो टीम मीटिंग लिया है, जो हमने बात किया है, तो एक रंग लाई हमारे प्लान के लिए.
इनॉग्रल सीजन है ये विदर्भा प्रो T20 लीग का, आपका क्या कहना है इस लीग के बारे में?
ये काफ़ी अच्छा स्टेज है हमारे लिए, हमको खुद को एक प्रूफ करने का, मतलब सबको एक चांस मिल रहा है यहाँ पे एक स्टेज पे, तो वी आर रियली हैप्पी अबाउट दैट.
ऑलराइट, थैंक यू सो मच एंड आगे के लीग के लिए ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट.
थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू.
That's it from the presentation ceremony down here. We will throw it back to the comms now.
Thank you, Namrata. It was undoubtedly a good game of cricket. But what's following tomorrow is the Bharat Rangers taking on the NECO Master Blaster. That's the first match coming to you live from the VCA Stadium at 2:30 p.m. And what follows after that game is another one. Orange Tigers taking on the Nagpur Heroes. That's at 7:30 p.m. in Nagpur. That's just the start of the Vidarbha Pro T20 League. But do join us tomorrow for more pulsating action. Thanks for joining us today.